Well, folks, Sunday may have officially been senior night in Carver-Hawkeye Arena, but tonight the fireworks went off, a back-and-forth battle between the Hawkeyes and the Illini, the return of Aaliyah Guyton to Carver-Hawkeye Arena, and a red-hot Illini team from outside, a team fighting for their NCAA tournament lives, and Iowa coming out on top by a final count of 82-78 in an absolute shootout. An offensive back-and-forth affair, seesaw affair in Iowa City. My name is Corey Bratta. We're talking Iowa women's basketball for the next hour to 2 hours. We'll be joined by Iowa women's basketball legend Kachine Alexander in just moments. Before we get to just breaking down this game and talking to you, we've got our phone line open. The number is scrolling across the bottom of the screen. I'll tell you, our phone line is booked solid right now. People getting on the phone early, but you can log into StreamYard and get in the queue right now. StreamYard link is in the description if you want to be a part of the show. I'll also throw it up right now in the live chat. Just click on that and you'll sign into either Google or Facebook, and it's an easy way to interact. You don't have to be on camera if you don't want, but it's a way to talk with myself and Kachine. Right out of the gates, let's get to the player of the game tonight. Actually, we'll start with Big Grove's big play of the day. How about Ava Hyden's pick and roll field goal? Now, we could have gone a number of different directions here. I know our guy Isaac Nichols, who's there at Carver, who will be giving us instant reaction from Jan Jensen's post-game presser. He nominated a Journey Houston jumper that gave Iowa the lead late in the fourth after Iowa just continued to trade baskets down, 4 to 8 points throughout that third and fourth quarter. That period of time. But boy, Ava Hyden's pick and roll field goal with the Hannah Stolke assist that put them up 4. They had to keep battling, had to keep making free throws. Credit to Hannah Stolke. I'm trying to think, was it Chit Chat Wright that made those last two free throws? But Illinois just could not miss from outside. Was it bad defense? Was it just great offense? Was it just one of those nights? We'll get Kachine Alexander's opinion in just moments. And Kachine is a wealth of information as it relates to perimeter defense because she's one of the best perimeter defenders in the history of Iowa women's basketball. I don't think there's any debating that. If you don't know about Kachine's career at Iowa, go back and look it up, research it. She was all Big Ten defense, She was a terrific rebounder. She's one of the highest rebounding totals for a career of any Iowa women's basketball player. She's right up there with people like Caitlin Clark, who's another guard who had an unbelievable amount of rebounds during her career. So we're going to get Kachine's opinion on the defense in just a little bit. But that shot by Ava Hayden, it was just a simple layup, but beautifully executed. Stolke to Ava Hayden on the pick and roll, which is 25 seconds to go in the fourth. Add that to the 2 free throws made by Stolke just a couple of plays later, and then the 2 free throws made by Chit Chat Wright. It's hard to win a game when you're down, 4 points with under a minute to go if the other team doesn't miss free throws or turn the ball over. Iowa nearly turned it over. The inbounds pass from Hannah Stolke to Chit Chat Wright nearly resulted in disaster, but it did not. Iowa survived, and they moved 14-3 in Big Ten Conference play. How about that for a stat? 14-3 in Big Ten play as we enter the month of March. Our player of the game, Ava Hayden, with 28 points, 13 of 18 from the field, perfect at the line with 2 trips, 4 rebounds. Now, kudos to Journey Houston. She played great tonight. I thought Taylor Strimlow was really, really good. There's a number of players who stepped up at key times. Kylie Feuerbach hit a couple of big threes, but Ava Hayden has been a monster when she's been available. We continue to field questions about her tendency to get into foul trouble. So that continues to be a storyline as we head into postseason play. But man, she's a Mongol on the inside with both hands. She has turned into a dominant force for the Hawkeyes, and she's still a true sophomore. This time, we welcome in former Iowa women's basketball guard, Kachine Alexander, to the show. Kachine, welcome.
Hello.
Well, somebody just hung up. They found out you were here, and they decided to hang up, I guess.
I guess. I'll take it.
Kachine, you know it's going to be an active night. I know it's late, so thank you for being here.
Listen, that game stressed me out so much, I got to peel an orange.
Is that
I'm not supposed to be eating this late.
Is that a blood orange?
It's a Cara orange.
Okay. All right.
They're the best.
Hey, you're sporting the Hawkeye Snuggie, so nobody can fault you.
So relax, folks.
Relax. Yeah, relax.
Yes.
I would say this was a little bit of a stressful game. This was a hungry Illinois team, very similar to the Ohio State team that came into Iowa City last night for the men. A team that hovering around I think both teams were like 19-7, 9-7 in Big Ten Conference play. Maybe I have those numbers mixed up a little bit, but both teams hovering around the bubble, Kachine. And so this would have been huge for Illinois to come into Carver and get a quad 1 victory. But Iowa continued to fight, and this was an offensive affair. I've got questions about the defense, but let's start with our player of the game. You heard me talk about her just a second ago. Ava Hayden with 28 points, 13 of 18 from the field, 2 of 2 from the line, and 4 rebounds. These last 2 games, she's been a woman amongst girls. She's just been a dominant force when she's been available. Now, she struggled with foul trouble. Crazy enough, she's struggled with foul trouble during this stretch. But, man, she's been basically unstoppable when she's been there.
Sorry, I just saw the craziest comment in there. I should never look at those before I start talking because the delusion is killing me this evening.
Delusion.
I have a question. I'm sorry. What did you say before I got on here? Because what is happening?
Did someone saying something crazy?
What did you say? Did you say something?
Well, just what comment are you talking about? Is there? No, I didn't say anything.
You didn't say anything? Okay, well then we'll get to it when we get to it. Don't worry. I was just saying. Okay, I'm sorry. Who you asking me about now? I'm sorry. So sorry.
All I said was they gave up 78. I have questions about the defense, and I called you one of the greatest perimeter defenders in the history of Iowa women's basketball. That's not exaggerating. You're one of the best to ever play at your position and do what you did with defense. Anyways, go ahead.
So our defense was bad.
Hold on. Our defense was bad tonight, or our defense is bad?
Our defense was bad tonight.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
What am I talking about?
I just want to clarify real quick
about this game, guys.
Yeah,
okay. Our defense was bad today. And I think everybody knows now that we go as our defense goes a little bit. Like, that's kind of how we get into the groove of things. That's how people start feeling comfortable. It's just better that way. I just felt like we were so lackadaisical today on defense. Like, we had no sense of urgency, which was throwing me off. They weren't setting screens that we haven't seen before. Against Michigan set more screens in their half-court offense than this team did. But it just seemed like we were just not locked in defensively at all. And I could feel the coaches trying to just throw something at the wall and hope it sticks.
In what way?
Defensively, we're trying zone, we're going man, we're going make miss. We're doing, like, they literally were trying everything they could to figure out how can we get this defense going. At some point, somebody has to make a decision, right? And I think, in my opinion, when Ava started getting fired up, not just scoring, but she was running back down the court. Let's go. That, I think, is what got everybody moving. Because I don't think we played well pretty much the whole game until maybe the last 3 minutes, where we started like getting stops, back-to-back stops. We started playing basketball like Iowa basketball, like we know and love. I felt like that's when we started to kind of, outside of the first 10 minutes, over the first 5 minutes, I'll give them that. Yeah. But that heavy middle chunk was not good. But I think it was Ava's will in her team to just be like, let's go. Like, we got to go. And then they started feeding her the ball, and it kind of snowballed from there. So, I mean, overall, in the Big Ten, sometimes you got to get a little lucky. And that's what happened, because we didn't deserve to win. But we did. So I'll take it.
Hey,
I will take it.
Listen. One of the things that makes this show great is you and I say things because it's how we feel and it's what we see. And we get ripped for it. But you're going to get ripped for saying what you just said, that we didn't deserve to win.
We did not.
Well,
we got outplayed 90% of the game.
Hey, listen, they did close. They did find a way.
They sure did. They found a way.
It is something to be said for finding a way. I have a question before we get to the ins and outs of closing this game out, because just so much credit goes to Ava Hayden for her offense. And Kylie Feuerbach draws a big charge there. It was a bad play by the on the dribble handoff, right? You got to be able to, and what's her face pointed out on the broadcast, you got to jump stop and get set. I don't think that was Aaliyah Guyton's fault for going early, right? That's
she just kept going through her. Like, you got to stop. You can't do that. But again, and it was like a hard collision. We're not even talking like, it wasn't like Kylie had to do something miraculous to get around the screen. Like, she literally, bam, smacked right there into her. And I'm like, you didn't see her? I know Shayna was going crazy. I know she was. I just know it, because that's insanity.
Mitchell Baker is one of our premium members. He brings up a good point. Clutch free throws there from Chit Chat and Stulkey. Stulkey, not a great free throw shooter in her career. And then Chit Chat, who has been struggling mightily offensively over the past 2 or 3 games. How big was it for them to go 4 of 4 in that final minute?
I mean, normally I would not say it's big for Chit Chat, because she's a 90% free throw shooter. Hannah is always huge, because, whoa, that's the senior just being like, you know what? I'm not losing. I'm not doing it. That's just the will of the senior, not, wanting to lose her last game, regular season game at Carver. And Chit Chat, I just felt like for her, that might have been more of like a confidence booster, because I know in the back of her head, she was probably just a little bit, you have to be human, of being like, okay, I haven't been hitting, haven't really hit at all. And here I am with 2 clutch free throws right here ahead of me to, help us close out this game. So I think it was huge for both of them, for different reasons, of course. But 4 for 4 is this game. We may not have won this game without free throws. I mean, you never know, but it definitely would have been a lot harder to close out.
I'm going to ask you a question that is, again, I'm sure it'll draw some. Most of the people that criticize the show end up in the comment section after the show. They don't actually express it in the live chat or call in, because, well, that's just what people do. But it's going to draw some ire from some people. But why did Ava Hayden get taken out late in the game? for like 3 straight minutes.
I have no idea.
It's one of the strangest decisions, and I understand. I mean, I guess probably the explanation you're going to get from Jan in that setting is it was a defensive sub. However, I can't imagine. And again, people hate me bringing up the NBA, but it's also what I grew up on and what I know. Like you would never see the Mavs or the Lakers take out Luka Doncic in the last 3 minutes when he's going on a tear. You wouldn't see him take him out anyways, even if he's not going on a tear, because they know how great he is. Ava Hayden was on an absolute heater, could not be stopped. So I don't quite understand that decision. Now, the naysayers to our show will say, well, Corey, they kept scoring without her. And that is true. Like Journey Houston and Hannah Stolke, they did score almost every possession without her on the court.
Yeah.
So is it hard to be critical when it worked out, or is it one of those things it's
No. Okay. It's not hard to be critical because that's not the smart thing to do. Like, thank God.
It's hard to say that. It's hard to say that when it worked, though, right?
I understand, but
no, I get it. I agree.
That is like a really big chance. We're talking about your player who got you back the lead and was the only one making buckets for minutes. That's not a logical response. Again, maybe they were thinking that it was more of a defensive situation, but I didn't think Ava at that point was causing such defensive liabilities that you would keep her out. Like, it
wasn't the issue. She was not the issue on defense. It didn't appear.
Exactly. So I don't know why they would do that. Was it because Hannah's a senior and they want her on the court, but Journey was playing phenomenal? Like, I don't know. I have no idea.
Who cares if Hannah's what does Hannah being a senior?
I have no idea. I'm throwing out stuff because that makes sense. So
yeah, I mean, Journey was playing really well.
She was.
But yeah, I don't know. If you need them all on the floor at the same time, then play Journey at the 3.
I ain't got nothing for you.
That seemed a little strange, but all right, we're just getting into this, folks. Big Grove's big play of the game was Ava Hayden's pick and roll field goal on the Hannah Stolke assist to make it a 4-point lead with 25 seconds to go. And again, they still had to keep making free throws. But Kachine, the pick and roll, there were so many times tonight where Iowa just made it look easy. And part of that was great execution by Ava Hayden, also by the assist person. But at the same time, poor defense, I think, at times, because you could see it coming from a mile away. A, you were a great defender in your own day. How do you defend that effectively? And B, what was going wrong / going right for Iowa? What was going wrong for Illinois? What was going right for Iowa on all those pick and roll assists?
So I couldn't tell what ball screen defense we were in. And that's probably the number one problem is I don't know what we were playing in regards to that. I think that, and I can't say that it's me being on the coach side. I know they have a game plan. I know there's something that you guys were doing. I think that for them, it was a little bit harder because their 4-player could shoot the ball. And that becomes a problem because now you have either you jam the ball screener so that the shooter can't pop. I mean, the ball screen can't pop, and just hope your guards can slide through and they don't start hitting behind the screen. There's so many different ways to do that, but Illinois could not miss. Now, will I say that it's one of those things where, like, you throw a little ball down the hill, a little snowball down the hill, and as it keeps going, it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. That was the situation. We started giving them wide open threes because we were lazy, etc. And then we were starting to play great.
Correct.
Defense, but it was too late then.
Isn't that how it normally happens with an individual or with a team? The basket just looks a mile wide
huge
at that point. It's like, oh, we've made a correction.
I could go like this and it was going in. It didn't matter at that point.
We came out with lazy closeouts, with lazy rotations, missed assignments, and they all of a sudden got stars in their eyes.
They got hot. And now your job becomes 10 times harder because you have a team that not only has confidence, but they have momentum, and that's hard to stop. But kudos to us at the end, because that's a tough one, to stop the train coming full speed and still be able to come out with a win.
Now, you probably misunderstood me. I was asking about Iowa's pick and roll offense.
Oh,
It seemed like there were a lot of easy buckets for Ava Hayden today, in addition to some really difficult ones. But I'm saying like that last pick and roll.
They like that now, don't they? Them little post-to-post pick and roll that make no sense.
Ava Hayden called out the high-low that
it should not work.
Why should it not work?
It's post-to-post. Switch the damn screen. It should not work.
Why was it working?
But it does.
Why was
because it surprises you. That post-to-post ball screen that they did at the end of the game, it surprises you because how often do you do post-to-post ball screen?
So in other words, that's something that is it safe to say what we're seeing on the pick and roll offense with the two post players, Hannah and Ava, which it wasn't always post-to-post pick and roll stuff tonight, right? But we saw it with Stremlo. But the post-to-post pick and roll offense is likely something that is going to be snuffed out come postseason, because that's going to end up on tape. That should not be something that's real difficult for teams once they see it to say, okay, they may do this, and we just switch it.
Yes. The only thing with that is, like I said, it shouldn't be. The problem is you have to communicate it very quickly. And because post players are not used to playing ball screens, that's why it works. It should not work, but that's why it works. Because you're playing defense, you hear a screen, like you're not trained to drop underneath to switch. That's just not what you normally train to do. So even if you go over it in the scout, you're probably going to forget it at some point. Right? Because it's not like we run it all the time anyways. But I thought it was a fantastic call by Jan and her staff. I would tell you that.
Probably not necessarily something you're going to be reliant on.
That's definitely a set that they run.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's not something they're going to rely on often, but that was a timely time too. And it was funny because I don't know if anybody else, as soon as I saw Ava take 2 steps towards Hannah, I said, oh shoot, ball screen. Like, because I already knew what was happening.
Yeah.
And it was like slow motion. It was like the slowest ball screen.
So did they run that earlier in the game?
I want to say they ran it one other time.
Okay.
But it didn't come out like that. It was a different kind of pass. But yeah, like I knew what was happening, but it was so slow. And it was like, boom. Bounce pass. And Hannah was not even looking to score, which is the funniest part about it. She wasn't even looking to score. She was literally looking to pass. Which again, it works. I love that. You got to steal one in the Big Ten, even if it's on your home court. You got to steal one at some point. So I don't know if there's been a game that I felt like let me see. No, there's one other one. I don't remember if it was Northwestern or if it was, I think it was Northwestern. Okay. I felt like we stole.
I don't know if Mike is being facetious here, but I want to call you out. I'm going to ask Cash the question.
No, Mike loves Kylie.
No, but I don't care if Mike loves Kylie or not. I like Kylie as a player, as a senior. I think it's like she made some big threes tonight. She's a hardworking defensive player, but she got blown by way too many times. Okay, so when you say, thank God for Kylie's defense, no, she's not. No, she is going to look back on tape tonight and say, wow, that was bad, that was bad, that was bad. So,
you know what's funny? Is when we were in our zone, do you guys remember they shot a 3 on one side of the court and then went and shot a 3 on the other side of the court in our zone? Both of those were because of Kylie. Both of them.
Well, she also got blown by in the man-to-man, though.
A few times, actually.
I'm just saying. I normally say she's a good defender. I don't even know that she was good tonight. She was nowhere close to great. And I think
nowhere near close to what she's capable of. Let's start there.
Yeah, and nobody was defensively, right? You gave up 82.
When you make a big play at the end of the game, all is well. Everybody feels like she's God's gift to earth because She made a defensive play.
Okay, we have
Hey.
Steven Anderson here who wants a word. He's mad. Steven's in the queue. Hold on, Steven. I got to read your comments because Steven's throwing some shade in the
trying to
video chat. He says, "You're damned if you do, damned if you don't. You are all way too influenced by the announcers."
Oh boy.
Let's skip down. Steven also says, okay, actually, you did give her credit. You gave Kachine some credit for being right on something.
I got it. Yeah, I responded to a lot in the comments.
You are so wrong. Both times she was challenged.
All right,
so, Steven.
So this is the zone. This was on the zone. The zone 3. She's playing the right high on the 2-3. Her and Taylor both challenge the 3 shot in the corner. Kylie has the knowledge to go challenge in the corner, which is wild. Totally out of position.
Time out.
She's in the top right. There's no way she should be challenging. This is
Stremlo.
Stremlo's job in the corner.
That's not Stremlo's position. She's not supposed to be that high because
she's playing bottom left. She's playing bottom left corner. This is wild. It was crazy. It was crazy how she had to fly because Stremlo didn't fill the corner.
Bro.
Excuse me. I will show you.
Yeah.
Hold on.
No, I love it. I love the whiteboard. Thank you, Kachine. This is amazing. I'm so excited.
Were into this thing here. Kylie is right here. Taylor is down here. This is not her area. She is never supposed to come above this.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair. That's. I get that. But what I'm saying is the 3 was shot in the corner.
Wait.
Thank you. So Kylie does not go to this person right away. She is in no man's land. If she would have sprinted to this person, Taylor would not feel like she had to come up here. So Kylie hustling to the corner should not have happened to begin with.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. She should have never been up here. But because Kylie was in no man's land, Taylor tried to stop a shooter who's already hit 3 threes.
Yeah.
So she comes up and then Kylie goes there. That should never happen.
Yeah. Ever. So what you're saying is that Taylor
hold on. Let's go. Hold on. I'll let you know when I'm done. The other side over here, same thing happens. Kylie is right here. They overload the side. Journey bumps like she's supposed to, and Kylie does not move. Yeah. She stays right here on the corner, and she just passes right to the corner for a 3. Kylie is not moving in the zone. So now we have open shooters. The hardest job in the zone is these 2 guards. They have the front area, the high post. They have everything. So if you are not moving, we are giving up 3s. Guaranteed.
Kachine, I really appreciate the whiteboard. So what you're saying is that Taylor had to fill for Kylie's original mistake. So what I saw was Kylie filling for Taylor, but if Taylor didn't have to fill for Kylie's original mistake, it would have never happened.
It would have never happened. But again,
you've convinced me. You have convinced me.
Because at the end of the day, though, if there's communication, people are going to make mistakes no matter what. But if you are sprinting balls to the wall, there's no problem because there is a situation in the zone where Kylie does X to the corner for sure. But she was, I don't know what she was doing. She was like hanging out. And then it was like, oh, shoot, that's mine. But then Taylor came, and then it was like, oh, my God, the corner's wide open. So I was screaming at Kylie. I was like, Kylie, move. But she didn't move. And then the next play, the same thing happened on the other side. And I was like, oh, Jesus. Okay, somebody's going to have to say something. Or we're going to have to put her on the block or something. But, again, it's not – the zone is so hard at the top position. And I never take that for granted because I've been on both sides, the bottom and the top. The top is so much work. You've got wings, you've got top, you've got high post, you've got damn near everything. If we being honest.
No, I apologize. What I took offense with saying Kylie's challenging on both corners is her fault. My ignorant basketball mind thought because I see her filling down low, that's Taylor's job. But you've diagrammed it. I think you're right. Yeah, that makes total sense. Taylor pulled up because Kylie was slow to rotate, and so now Kylie has to go down because she messed up the first time, and that's why it's a wide open 3. I did want to say, just getting to the idea of is this bad defense or bad luck? Obviously, some bad defense happened.
For sure.
10 out of 10 threes, though. We see Taylor
Insane.
Stremmel has a wide open, uncontested three, nobody around her for 3 miles, and she misses. People miss all the time. The fact that Illinois made 10 straight threes and still lost is like hilarious, and like shows how like impressive Iowa was sticking with the plan, getting the buckets and whatnot. Because yes, bad defense is going to happen, and that was a great example, the diagram on the whiteboard of how we played some bad defense tonight. But it's also like you're not going to make 10 in a row, no matter how. Steph Curry doesn't make 10 in a row. Caitlin Clark doesn't make 10 in a row, right?
No.
That was wild. And so, like,
insane.
some of it is bad D, some of it is bad luck.
Some of it is that it's just once you feel the taste of the net, at that point you can be like this. Like there's a chance it's probably going to go in.
Like,
and my only other big point, I know you want to get to other callers, so I just want to give my one last point here. Sure. Was that high-low pick and roll is so beautiful. I was so happy Jan called it, because I wrote a comment on The Athletic earlier this week because they ran it against the Michigan a few times, and it was so pretty. Hannah's passing opens all that up. And you were saying, like, just switch it. You switch, Ava just seals, and game over. You can't switch it. What you need to do is go under the screen, which is what Kachine was saying. That's why I was giving her credit in the chat. But you don't want to go under there because you're so close to the basket. You assume Hannah can make that shot, but it's just not natural to go under a screen at the elbow. So switching, it's over. You hedge, Hannah makes the pass. Like there are so few options. You pinch from the wings, we get a wide open three. Like Hannah's passing, Hannah's finishing, that's what makes that high-low pick and roll so lethal. And I don't think this is something that you just video and say we're ready for later on in the season. You're going to see this the rest of the year. Like, this is the way they're sagging off Hannah at the high post. Stop shooting that dumbass elbow shot. Wait. We're going to get the high-low screen and roll, and it's game over, because the only defense is to go under, and that's just so unnatural. It's not going to – and even if you do go under, then you're one-on-one with Hannah Stelke in the post, and I know she's not the world's greatest finisher, but if she's having an on-day finishing, then it's game over too. So, like, there's just so many weapons there, and stressful game for sure, but I think Illinois is a really good team. And to stick with it, like I say, to win a game where the other team goes 9 of 9 from 3 in the second half, some of it's bad defense, some of it's bad luck. Stick with it. That's not going to happen. Even if you play the worst defense imaginable, people don't shoot 100%. So they did it, and the Hawkeyes still won. I mean, that is impressive.
Right. Steven, appreciate you.
Good game.
Here. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for the call, sir, and we'll look forward to next time. Good stuff. Okay, so first of all, DJ Doug in the chat with the super chat says Journey Houston for player of the game. She plays CCC cool, calm, and collected. So good stuff. We didn't name her player of the game, Kachine, but I will say this: be critical if you want of Jan's decision to take out Ava. I am. I don't believe the fact that it works out means it was a good decision. It's just like
took out Hannah.
Well. Say that again.
I said I probably would have took out Hannah because she wasn't playing fantastic at that point.
Well, fine.
I felt like Journey and Ava at the time was playing better than she was.
Ava was playing fantastic. So just because something works out doesn't necessarily mean it was a good decision, right? We bring up a number of examples to prove that point. But I want to just say this. Journey filled that gap offensively. So when Ava went down, Journey hit a couple of big jumpers. He drew a foul, made free throws. And for her to step up as a true freshman in a big moment, without Ava hiding on the floor, without that offensive threat in the floor, just talk about Journey Houston's development, because she's been. I mean, people aren't going to like to hear this, but she's been the best of the 3 freshmen this year.
Yeah, I think Journey's mentality is what has propelled her to have I don't want to say breakout freshman season, but have a productive freshman season like she has. And I think her mentality is so calm. Like, her face never changes. she is very steady Eddie, even cool. And that allows her to not play outside of herself. It just allows her to be her. Playing out of position, that's not easy, especially coming into playing college basketball. And she has done it with such grace. And has just really came out and helped us tremendously. Whatever we needed her to do, she is there to do it. That should give her all the confidence in the world this offseason. And knowing, and the coach, it gives the coaches such a dynamic breakdown of her game. She played every game, right? Like,
yeah,
that doesn't happen all the time for freshmen, and especially in tough, big time games she's played in. So they'll be able to give her a comprehensive look at what she needs to do this summer, and kind of develop her into next. But I think for her, like, you can't ask for a better, I think, freshman season than what she's doing right now.
How good can Journey Houston be long term?
You know what's funny? With her mentality, she's a dangerous individual, because anybody that has that calming presence and doesn't get rattled no matter what the situation is, just imagine with more time, more experience as a senior. Like, I can't imagine that. I do think that she's going to have to transition herself to a big guard, which is going to mean she's going to have to work more on her three-point shot, things like that. But I do think that she can be very good. I think that she has the body to be physical as a big guard. I think that her rebounding, we already know that. And if she's already made some threes this year anyway, so it's not like she can't shoot. So I think the sky's the ceiling for her.
Okay. I know we had a bunch of people who are waiting to chat. So everybody, you're in line. You're in the queue. We will get to you here shortly. First, we've got Tim on the line. Tim, thank you for calling Iowa Postgame with Kachine. Who's on the line? Wait a minute. Well, I just said Tim. What am I doing? I sound like a robot. It's late. Hey, it's almost 11 p.m., Tim. I know you're Tim. Welcome, Tim. Just start talking.
One thing I will say, I noticed, I think Illinois actually hitting threes was the reason why they lost, because it seemed like it was like Taylor Schimler during that Purdue game. They were just hitting threes, and it seemed like that was all they were looking for at one point. At some point in the game, and they weren't attacking the rim as heavy as they were. And it was really odd to see, because Illinois is the most efficient three-point shooting team in the Big Ten, while shooting a less amount of threes in the Big Ten. So that was one thing I noticed. They kind of became dependent on the three. Also, if you put Shauna Green in wild clothes, she's literally Kim Mulkey. The way she went off on Aaliyah Guine after that turnover was crazy.
Did she go off on Aaliyah? I didn't see that.
What?
I didn't see it.
The amount of cut, she probably called that girl everything but a child of God. Okay, like really? she was like this. I was like, ooh. I mean, now don't get it wrong. That was a terrible.
That was a bad pass.
It was bad, right? Like, it was horrible. But yeah, she didn't care. She lit her up. Yeah, she did. I second that, Tim.
That's good stuff, Tim. And Kachine, your thoughts to them. I mean, they were 9 of their last 9 or whatever it was from 3, but was there some dependency there late in the last couple of minutes to where can that almost throw off your offense when all the threes have been falling and all of a sudden now you need to start getting to the rim, getting to the line, etc.?
I ain't got nothing for that one, Corey.
Okay. Is it a bad question? Was it a bad question, or was it just
question? No.
Right.
Not a bad question at all. I mean, I think
it was Tim's thought. Tim was the originator of that.
Tim was a great thought. Tim, you're a great caller. Kudos to you. And with facts. I like facts. That's good. Okay. So the 3-point situation in itself is a mess, right? Because they are hitting, and that's very hard for a team to not fall in love with the 3 when you are 7 of 7 or whatever the case might be they were at. That is very hard for a team not to fall in love, because they get caught up in the hero complex of making the big shot. And how do you tell your team to stop shooting and they're 7 of 7? They can miss 4 straight and they still hitting a high clip. You know what I'm saying? So it is a hard thing to do, but you're right that probably them getting so hot late did not help them if they weren't going to stay hot, if that makes sense.
Tim, anything else?
I will like to give my props. Jan Jensen for Big Ten Coach of the Year. In the preseason, she was not top 5. She was not top 5. Iowa was not top 5 in Big Ten standards. And it's 2026, and she's playing with 2 non-shooting bigs and no guards who can create shots for themselves. And they're the number 9 team in the country.
And lost your best 3-point shooter. Don't forget that. I don't know if
that's as good as coaching as you're gonna get. She does a really good job in putting people in position to succeed.
Agreed.
Tim is a man of logic.
I liked it.
That's a lot of logic there, man. I'll tell you what. I mean, we've been critical. I was critical. I was pulling my hair out in those last few minutes thinking, why on earth is Ava out? But when you look at this from a macro standpoint, it is really impressive that they're 14-3 in Big Ten conference play. And like you said, Tim, they do it with 2 bigs that can't stretch the floor. I don't want to hear about Ava's ability to hit that elbow shot. I don't care. Yeah, you're absolutely right on that. And then you lose your best 3-point shooter. And oh, by the way, you lost Lucy Olson and Caitlin Clark over the last 2 years. That's a lot of offense gone, plus all of their sidekicks. So
gonna finish the Big Ten second.
Yeah.
Like, no offense, Corey Close, great, right? I'm not taking that away from her, but y'all was picked to finish first. There's no surprise. You did what you were supposed to do. We did not do what we were supposed to do at all. And we're probably going to be second outright at that. So she deserves Coach of the Year. I don't care what nobody say.
Tim, thank you for calling in, sir. Great caller, and please come back.
I will. Thank you for having me. Have a good night.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
You know who he reminds me of? With how polite and soft spoken. He reminds me of the actor that played Michael Orr in The Blind Side.
Oh.
You remember how he was like super soft spoken?
He was just really nice, right? Yeah.
Tim, you remind me of the whoever played.
Tim, you from the South? I don't know. I feel like he's giving Southern gentleman. You know what I mean?
People are in Charlotte, or is Charlotte? Charlotte's not really the South.
We ain't the South. No, we the Wild Wild West at this point. We in the middle. Nobody. We don't know what we are. We not North. We not South. We just whatever. All right.
Well, you know where my headspace is. I greeted Tim and I promptly said, "Who's on the line?" So my mind is clearly a mumbled, jumbled mess here at almost 11 p.m. So I'm gonna let Cash lead the rest of the show. But let's go to our phone line.
That was funny.
We've got a couple of people who have been on hold for a long, long time. Thank you for calling Iowa Postgame with Kachine Alexander. Who's on the line?
My goodness. Hi, am I on the air?
You're on the air. Welcome.
Hey, it's Brian from Minneapolis.
Hey, Brian.
Hey, I just wanted to say that I thought this win was very satisfying. And the reason I say that is because I think Illinois gave Iowa their very, very best.
For sure.
I don't know Illinois' scout, and I haven't looked at them much, but I doubt very highly they played a better game this year than they played against Iowa.
Is that fair, Kachine? How much of the Illini have you watched this year?
I think they played one of their best games. I mean, I don't think they've shot the ball like that. Also, I do think with sometimes when you have a team that's down a player, it can go one or two ways. One, you struggle because you don't know what your identity is. Or two, you kind of rally behind the player, right? And you have like this underdog attitude to a degree. And so I think that with Illinois losing that player to, what was that, meniscus there? Or something? Was it meniscus? I don't know. Knee surgery, whatever. Anyways. And they've had a lot of injuries this year in general. But I think for them, it was just kind of like, you know what? Why not us mentality? And kudos to them, though. Being down 10-0 on the number 9 in the country, it's home court, and storming back like that, and pretty much leading the whole rest of the game until the end of the game, it's not an easy feat. But yeah, it's definitely a tough game.
I'm sorry. I thought Illinois played great. I thought Illinois played as good as their potential exists. And Iowa weathered the storm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Now, I will say this: if everybody's talking about, was the stat 9 of their last 9 threes, or was it 10 of their last 10 threes? Because the reason I asked,
they made one at the end of the second half, and then they were perfect, or one at the end of the first half, and then they were perfect in the second.
Okay, and that there was that last 3, so it would have been 10 of their last 10. So I will say this: they were 10 of their last 10, but I'm looking at the final stats. That means they started 1 of their first 9 from 3. That's crazy. They started 1 of their first 9 from 3 and made 10 of their last 10. And lost. Yeah, I mean, now here's the deal. I mean, with good perimeter defense, good execution, a quote unquote lucky night from the opponent in your arena, maybe they go 60% on their final 10 threes. This team went 100% of their final 10 threes. So you're definitely, to Cash's point earlier, you're definitely going to look back at the tape and say, okay, we got to execute this closeout better. We got to rotate better here. We got to know our assignment here. So it's not just one or the other. But yeah, I mean, Iowa just dug in deep and found a way to win in spite of that.
Here's what I would like to say when we talk about like luck or whatever the case is, or Illinois just had to go in 10 of 10. I get that. But the problem that Iowa got comfortable with, and it bit us in the butt, is that when they were 1 of 9, Iowa stopped playing 3-point defense. They were lazy because they're like, oh, they're not going to make it. Oh, they're not going to do this. Oh, they're not going to do that. And then Illinois starts hitting the easy ones. But by the time Iowa starts getting themselves together, it's already rolling down the hill. It's already got steam. And that's when I say, like, we shouldn't be getting ourselves in that situation to begin with.
Yep.
If you were playing aggressive defense, if you were playing intensified defense, they was going to keep missing. But because we relaxed and we allowed them to shoot wide open threes thinking they weren't going to make it, and then they start hitting it in our face. So you just can't, that's how you break down the film. You can't break down the film in the like, oh, well, they had a career night. I agree. But what did we do to get them to that point? Outside of the ones where it's like, damn, that was good defense, and she still hit it. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the other ones.
Do you think Iowa slipped into that zone just to like test it out? Like they were trying it out to see if that would be something that would work in the tournament? Because they went zone for a while, which they haven't done, I think, for a few games at least.
I think they went zone solely because they felt like our man defense was terrible.
The problem is, this is one thing that I take from doing shows with Coach Close for a number of years now. If you don't practice it, if like one thing that Fran McCaffrey coach teams were known for is mixing up the defense all the time. You run this and you're in a matchup zone and you're in true zone. You do all these different things. You're in a man-to-man and you go press. And it's like, if you do all these, you're a jack of all trades, but a master of none. And I don't know if you feel the same way, Kachine, but I don't see, when I see Iowa in the zone, they don't look crisp. And is there something to be said there? Like, it's hard to be good at both, even if it's a last, because you don't practice it enough, right?
You're never going to be good at both. You're always going to have one you're better at. The whole point of an Iowa team going to a zone is to throw people off balance.
Yeah.
Now, there have been times where we're like, thank God for the zone, right? But that was solely because the other team went completely stagnant. So really, your zone didn't have to be good. Just the look of the zone scared them off anyways. So I think that's what they throw it out there. Let's see if this can disrupt them. Let's get them out of their comfort zone a little bit. And then, we'll go back to man. Now, if it's working fantastic, then of course you're going to stay in it. But it's not meant to, I don't think, to be a defense that is going to get us steals and that kind of thing. Like, that's not, they don't work on it enough. But they do know that there are some occasions where you may need it. So everybody has one.
Brian, we appreciate you calling in. Thanks for being so patient on the line. Anything final before we let you slide?
Absolutely. On my way out, I wanted to pose a trivia question to you.
Okay.
Do you know the highest ranked high school recruit that Caitlin Clark played with at Iowa?
Nope.
Highest ranked high school recruit that Caitlin Clark played with at Iowa. Was it Stolke? Yeah. I don't know. Was it Stolke? Was it Jimphy? I mean, I really don't know.
It's gotta
be A.J. Ediger.
Oh,
I know you lying.
Well, that's why I
looked it up.
That's why I guess Jada Jimphy. That's why.
What was she ranked coming out of high school?
I think she was 39th.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
she was ahead of him.
I don't care. This is why I don't care about none of that stuff.
That's crazy.
This is from ESPN, but I did the legwork and looked up, everybody potentially possible. So that just always boggled my mind.
Yeah, that boggles mine. So thank you, Brian. Appreciate the call, sir.
Take care.
Take care. All right. We got a couple of super chats before we get to our next caller. Again, Doug, thank you for your super chat. We got Mike here as well. Great game. Could have played better. Any insight on how Nation Williams' visit went? Everything I've heard has been positive. Say that again.
I said nobody really knows, but
yeah,
nobody ever has a bad time at Iowa on their visit. Like ever.
She released like her top 10 today.
They do it well. So yeah.
So Iowa is in the top 10, Mike, but the fact that Iowa got the visit's positive. But we should learn more. I'm sure she'll.
Was it an official visit?
I don't know about
or an unofficial visit. How old is she? I don't even know how old she is.
She's a 27 kid. Let me pull up. Let me see if I can find. I'm sure somebody's going to be able to get to this before I do. But in answer to your question, was it an official visit or an unofficial visit? No, I don't know that without doing more digging. I thought I had it noted, but I do not. So I'm assuming.
Did they change how many official visits you can take? You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if they did at this point.
Again, that's something somebody that works strictly in the recruiting world would be able to answer.
I'm sure it's changed. I'm sure.
No, it has changed. I believe it's at 5.
That's what it used to be.
Okay, no, maybe that's changed since then. But yeah, we'll.
Because how you got a top 10 and you went on an official visit? What happened to the other 5 schools? They don't get the official visit? Like what?
I'm not going on 10 official visits. I know that. So
you should. Okay. You know what? These kids.
You can take unofficial. I mean, you can take unofficial.
Why do you have a top 10 if you are going on official visits? You should have a top 5, not 10.
Yes, but okay. Is it fair to say you can take unofficial visits?
All of them unofficial schools ain't getting her. How about that?
You know this? If they're taking an unofficial visit,
there's no way.
What if she's really impressed by Alabama when she goes and visits them unofficially? And she took
You're only there for like a day.
Well, yeah, you've been through the process. I have not. So it
has to be. Like somebody said it's unlimited. It has to be because there's no way you have a top 10
it's not unlimited. I'll look.
But that would be so weird. But you know what? These kids are weird. So you know what? Hey, maybe because I'm like.
I do really like Nation Williams, and I think she would be a really good fit in the Iowa system. But obviously, there's a reason she's a 5-star recruiter. She's one of the best prospects in the country in 27. Katie Lee says,
she's a Hawkeye.
Who would you pick for defensive player of the game tonight? That's a good question. Who is defensive?
Nobody.
Nobody.
I have to choose. Okay, let me think.
Would you go chit chat? I mean. I don't know. Nobody stood out to me.
Yeah, I ain't got really I don't have nobody that I'm like, yeah. I have individual plays that may stick out, but I don't have like a defensive player of the game. So nobody. Not this game. Why you ain't asking me that last game or something? Like,
I think that's why Katie's asking the question. Thank you for the super chat, nonetheless, Katie.
Katie, stop causing problems, Katie.
14 Faraday says, I made almost every home game from 2009 to 2011. It's amazing seeing how packed Carver is game in, game out now.
I hear that.
Going next season. That was your time, wasn't it? 2009,
2008 to 2011, yeah.
So she was watching, or he was watching, whoever this is, was watching a ton of Kachine Alexander.
That's fun.
Isn't that crazy to think about how different? I mean, how
Way
different the arena is, and just it's amazing.
I love that for women's basketball, though.
Yeah,
I'm not one of those old school haters. Like I'm very happy that women's basketball is getting the recognition that it deserves. So,
yeah. Do you wish you still had eligibility?
Of course. I wish I had eligibility before all of this stuff, because college is like the best time, man. I mean, of course, now you're getting paid, so I'd have had tons of money. So
it's better when you're getting paid, right?
Of course. And I think I have a semi-decent personality, so I think I would have done well for myself.
Cub Hawk 1237 says, appreciate you too. That is all. Go Hawks. So thank you, Cub Hawk. And in response to one of our earlier commenters, I just want to address this real quick. So the question was asked about Aaliyah Guyton's performance. Gary Watson brings that question up. I thought Aaliyah was really good. I mean, I know she had that bad turnover, but man, 4 of 6 from the field, 11 points, 28 minutes. She's filling in as a starter. They had one of their guards down with an injury. I just thought she looked really good. I mean, that's all I can say. I thought she played calm. She played within herself. She didn't force anything. Sometimes you wonder in these situations with a homecoming like this, if you're going to and kind of be a little jittery. She didn't appear that way to me, Kachine. To me, she proved that regardless of what people want to say, that was a loss. When Iowa lost her to the portal, regardless how you feel about her dad, or chit-chat, right? Like, nothing against any of that. They lost her, and that was a blow because she's got a really bright future, and she's just in her second true year.
Yeah, I think she played well. She looks different, though. I would say that. She definitely lost weight. She's definitely toned up, which probably makes sense because we saw her when she was coming back from injury. So, but she definitely looks more probably herself, I would say. But yeah, I mean, that all things considered, right? Take away the last horrible pass that she made. And that's the kind of game you would hope to play when you come back to an environment like this, you know? So yeah.
All right. And we lead right into this comment. Super chat from Steel SM. Fun seeing Guyton make a crucial turnover late in the game and her coach immediately ripping into her. So all right. We go from a positive to a negative. But hey, I get it. It's gamesmanship. And apparently everybody did cheer Aaliyah Guyton when she was introduced. Speaking of the crowd and Carver-Hawkeye Arena, we send it over to Carver-Hawkeye Arena from the Hawkeye of the Storm's own Isaac Nichols, fresh off Jan Jensen's post-game press conference. Isaac, welcome.
Hi, how's everyone doing?
We're doing good. We're doing good, man. How are you?
Good. A little stressed, but good.
Why? Because it's past your bedtime? Bedtime?
And there it starts. No. Because
Yeah.
the last 5 minutes of the game was like up and down, but good.
So give us some instant reaction from the presser. First of all, I am curious to get Jan's take. I'm sure somebody asked her about Ava Hayden getting taken out there in the last 4 minutes. Did that get brought up? Please tell me that got brought up.
No, it didn't.
For Lord's sake.
What kind of
Okay. Okay.
There,
all right. So
her injury,
right. Never mind. Just go
her
on.
injury or sickness got brought up,
Okay.
but not specifically her getting taken out, unless I just wasn't paying attention, which is entirely possible.
Also possible.
And sometimes likely.
Okay, so Isaac, it had to be a thrilled group of Hawkeyes, and Jan could not have been totally pleased with the defensive efforts. But sometimes, man, a team gets hot. You go 10 of 10 on your final three-point attempts of the game. Just talk a little bit about what Jan had to say about the Illini tonight and Aaliyah Guyton's homecoming.
Yeah, that was the other weird thing about the press conference is that no one brought up Aaliyah Guyton throughout the 20 minutes that we were asking questions. So I thought that was interesting that there was no mention of homecoming. That one I know for sure no one talked about because, that would have caught my ear a lot better. But
well, what was talked about in the press conference, Isaac? You have anything?
with Jan, you only get 6 questions, and that'll take a good 18 minutes. So
she's a little bit long-winded.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, she is.
So one talking point that somebody else brought up was Chit Chat Right in the last 3 games. I know that I was going to ask about that, but somebody beat me to the punch. It was she mentioned it without it being asked, but she's like, yeah, Chit Chat is so, she says, and I quote, she's so fit, she just cramps up all the time, which I thought was really interesting. And I wanted to know if Kachine, you'd ever experienced that, or any of your teammates had ever experienced that, where they're like doing detoxes for her, they're getting massages for her, like trying to do everything that they can to get her out of this like cramping slump that I think she's dealt with the whole season.
You know, it's funny. We probably forgot about it because I remember at the beginning of the season, she had to be taken off the court for cramps, like a couple times. And I don't think we saw it anymore. So I definitely forgot about it. That's a very interesting insight.
Yeah.
But yeah, cramping is not fun. I will say that it can debilitate you for sure. Depending on how much it is, to the point of, how much muscle it takes over, etc. So knowing that she's dealing with that right now, I'm sure the minutes have caught up to her. It's probably why. But now you gotta get some potassium. You gotta get a few things. So Iowa trainers know what they're doing. So, but yeah, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, because that no one even brought up really that there was a scoring drought or anything. It was mostly like Jan made a huge thing about how the free throws are all legs, and that seems to be what's cramping. And she was like just really proud of Chit Chat for being able to make those free throws, because it seems like it might have been a problem even tonight in the last 3 games mostly. But
was there a level of concern on her part about the defense, giving up 78 and giving up 10 straight 3-point makes? I mean, I know a team gets hot, Isaac. We've talked about it, but was there a concern there from players or from Jan herself?
Yeah, not necessarily. I think it was getting a lot of the it was a lot more focused on the last 5 minutes and trying to outdo Illinois rather than focus on the rest of the game, where they're scoring buckets on buckets on buckets. Just looking at the shot chart, it's insane the dichotomy between Iowa's shot chart and Illinois' shot chart, where they're just shooting threes for days.
Yeah,
and happens to make all of them.
Yeah. This, I mean, I don't know what the numbers state heading into the game, but Kachine, this is an Illinois team that's got kind of like Wisconsin on the men's side, that basically everybody besides 55 or 35, whatever that girl, whoever that was, basically everybody else can shoot threes. And we haven't talked about Parchment. She was really good. But man, I thought Hannah really came back after that injury scare and played like a mad woman. I thought she had a couple of really nice post moves, Kachine, and we've talked about her limited post game, right? Like, she is kind of what she is down there, but she had a couple of nice post moves. Was there any update on her status health wise?
Yeah, Jan didn't seem super concerned about Hannah. I mean, obviously Hannah was able to come back and play a lot of minutes in the second half, but I think that's all it was a scare. But
yeah. Kachine, what did you notice from Hannah after she came back from what looked to be didn't look like a hyperextended elbow? I mean, the way that arm turned almost reminded me of Rajon Rondo back in the day. Thankfully, it was not. It was not. But that's what it looked like.
I mean, she had a typical adjusting period when she came back, because you kind of know you have you're a little dinged up. So you kind of play like you're a little dinged up, just a little bit. And then I don't know if she just told herself, screw it, here we are, let's do it. But I was just happy to see that it didn't bother her as much as anymore. But when she first came in, I was like, oh boy, let's see if she can mentally get back to where she was. Because I think she started the game well. And then that happened. But overall, like I said before, there were a lot of mental hurdles in this game in general for multiple people. But overall, that's a win in Iowa's book as far as mentally, for sure. They didn't play their best game majority of the game, more than the majority of the game. But you were still able to win and come out with a win. Those are the games that are going to propel you later in the season because you're going to have to grind out some wins. Whether that be Big Ten tournament, whether that be NCAA. There's going to be some situations that you're going to have to grind out some wins. It may not be, a team that you should be beating, but they're playing like it's their last game because it might be. That's going to be a grinded out win. So it's always a good thing when you can get a W and learn from that in a positive way.
And Isaac, Jan had to be thrilled with Journey Houston's play, especially, if Ava is ill and, whatever reason she went out there late in the game, if it was because she was exhausted or just because they felt defensively they could go a little smaller. But Journey hit a couple of big shots, ended up with 9 points, 8 rebounds. And Jan has been really complimentary of her game. But as I said to Kachine earlier, she's been the most consistent of the 3 freshmen this year.
Yeah, and she was – I wondered if the Ava Hayden thing was they were taking the bigs out there just to defend the 3 better. So you load up front with guards rather than – and I thought that was really weird. That last 2 minutes where Ava Hayden goes in and out, for offense she's in, for defense when they call another timeout she's out, and it just seemed really weird. Journey Houston, she was ecstatic about just playing really well and feels like Journey's been able to contribute the way that Jan wants her to, but it's been good
stuff. I can tell Isaac's really tired. The guy goes to sleep at like 8:30. Like you and your wife, I swear you're both like 80 years old.
Yep.
I don't know your wife. Maybe your wife stays up till midnight. I have no idea. But I know you go to bed about the same time my grandpa does. So get home safely. Thankfully, you're not traveling. When our guy Ryan comes for the games, he's driving all the way from Omaha. He comes all the way from Omaha. I mean, he's like, I don't know. He's a good 50 years younger than you, Isaac. So
he's young at heart, even though he's 5 years older than me.
That's crazy to think about, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right. Anything else that stood out, Isaac, from anything at the game or post game? I know the crowd was phenomenal. You could just tell on the television broadcast.
Yeah. The only other thing was I thought it was interesting that so we got Ava Hayden, Taylor Stremlow, and again they might have mentioned something about the Ava's injury or sickness or getting taken out to her. But somebody asked Taylor about passing the ball to Hannah Stolke in an obvious foul situation for Illinois. Just like, who's going to make the free throws? And Taylor was like, yeah, I knew all day that Hannah's going to make the free throws. So I thought that was interesting, the confidence that, because the question was posed at the beginning of it, was like, I know you guys haven't been here for all 4 years, but Hannah Stolke has had an up and down journey throughout the last 4 years with free throws. So what went into the decision to pass to her, or was it a last resort? And she's like, no, she's a dog. She's making those all day long.
I don't buy that for a second.
Somebody,
she's a dog, but I don't want to hear this.
That's called great professionalism.
Yeah,
and being able to talk to the media.
She is not your first choice. That's
somebody mentioned afterwards, they're like, if I had a betting line for that, I'd put it at half a free throw.
Yeah.
Good for her. Kudos to her, though. Good job, man.
Folks, Isaac Nichols from the Hawkeye of the Storm Zone covering the game today for us. So we appreciate you doing that, Isaac, and getting us video and some quick feedback on the win and from the press conference. Get home safely, get some sleep, get your energy back. You got to wake up earlier and eat your grits in the morning. So get off to your your job. You're almost ready to retire. So we'll look forward to celebrating that when it comes along. So,
Yep.
Isaac,
Sweet.
thank you, sir. Appreciate the time.
Bye, guys.
All right. Folks, we are still here talking Iowa and their victory 82-78 over Illinois on this 26th day of February. All right, we got a bunch of people to get to on the phone line. So please, if you've not had your call answered, please don't think it's because you're being
rapid fire, Corey. We had an hour and 11 minutes. Come on.
Yes, you're. I promise you're not being ignored. So let's go. We got Kayla here. Kayla, welcome back.
Hey, I'll ask one quick question then, so Cash can go to bed. Which would you rather see?
Time out real quick. She ain't going to bed after your question, so go ahead.
Okay, true.
Definitely not. You have great questions. Ask them, boy.
Okay, which would you rather face in March, since that's coming up? Fast guards like we saw tonight, or a good big who can take Ava out of her game?
Fast guards.
Fast guards, okay. And then I guess I'll do another quick one. What
If
did we do?
Ava
Was
not,
it just?
no, let me rephrase. Let me also add this. If Ava is not in her game, I don't like how we look. Because then that means we're getting taken advantage of defensively and offensively. That's a double negative. So that's why I would go with the fast guard. Because if they doing their thing, at least I know I got Ava down there doing her thing. So it could balance out somewhere.
Okay, and then was there any? Because we had such good 3-point defense against.
Did they come in to arrest you?
I guess.
Real quick, did you go to the game tonight, Kayla?
I did boo Aaliyah anytime she touched the ball in the first quarter, but nobody was really with me, so
I was gonna say
it's sad.
I saw the tweet from somebody tonight that said that they gave her the crowd gave her an ovation when she was introduced.
That the student section was yelling stuff at her, but
Okay.
and
But was it audible? Like, do you think it was something that the whole crowd would have? I didn't.
probably not.
I didn't hear
Only-
anything during the game.
Yeah, I heard a guy yelling "traitor" a couple times, so that was
Sure.
like the most.
Yeah.
I heard, and the coach, ooh, she was insane on the sidelines, but
Yeah, somebody was going off about her going off on Aaliyah Guyton.
yeah, it was. But I guess what why did we have such a difference in 3-point percentage defense from Michigan, where we did amazing, and then tonight we were just terrible?
Lazy and not being locked in. Simple. It's nothing crazy. And I know some people feel there should be a more complex answer, but basketball is not complex. We make it complex. But yeah, our energy level was not good. Our active hands were like non-existent. We didn't get many touches, steals, anything of the sort. I think that one thing I noticed is we were not handling off-ball screens well at all, which is weird because Michigan screens more. And I think that we were so locked in on what our job was that we were able to do that. But this one, it was almost kind of like, this might be the first time, you know how Corey always asks me, like, how, did they take it easy? Did they look past? Did they whatever? I'm kidding, Corey. I just had to use somebody.
I was gonna say I don't ask that. I don't ask that bad of a question, but go ahead, Gash.
So I just had to make sure he was paying attention. But like those kinds of things, I wouldn't say that they looked past them, no, but I do think that they may have taken them for granted in regards to their shooting in general. I think that because the way we were playing defense, I'm like, I know the scouting report didn't say let them shoot. I know that's not the case. So, but yeah, we just were not locked in. We weren't. And sometimes after a high of a win, like Michigan, I have seen kind of like the lull of, oh, okay, it's Illinois.
True. Okay, one last quick one. I don't feel like we have confidence in our threes down the stretch of games, so I don't really think we're gonna shoot threes. How does that bode for March?
That depends if we get Chit Chat back.
True.
Without Chit Chat being a force for our 3-point shots, we are not good. It makes our offense a lot harder to run. Now we have had Taylor. Taylor has stepped up big time, and I will take that. But we need another one that's going to be able to step up like that. And it was Chit Chat before this little skid she had. So if we can get her back, I'll feel much better about it.
Hey, real quick, I got to throw this comment up in the chat. Bombers Theo says Guyton fed in the post just like old times. That's pretty funny. That's
a good one. That's a great petty comment. I love that.
That's a really good petty comment. Also, I have to take a quick second before Kayla hops off here, because this guy, VMS, who's a very long-time member of our Discord and is in here a lot, the dude is always trying to get people into our Discord. So I'm not volunteering VMS to start paying for anybody's Discord memberships, but he's done it for at least 2 or 3 people in the past month. And Kayla, he did reach out and said, hey, if Kayla wants to join, let her know. I'll pay. I don't want to. Did he say 1 or 2 months? I can't remember. But if you're interested, VMS has volunteered to cover at least your first month. So you know how to reach out if you're interested. But I know he was going to comment that tonight. So there you go.
I would love that. Thank you.
Awesome. Also, one other question. For you go to all the home games, I'm assuming, right?
Yes.
Season tickets. Do you have plans? Like, is there for the women's season, is there a group of students that usually travels for the Big Ten tournament?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
Maybe I feel like it's because it's during like right before spring break is probably part of the issue.
Got it.
That would be my main guess.
I'm just curious, Kachine, because the women's tournament's in Indy next week. I'm just curious obviously it was phenomenal support all throughout the Caitlin era last year. I'm sure it'll be phenomenal support again this year. I'm just curious what the representation will be this year.
Fun.
Find out.
Indiana's the best place. I love that place.
Yeah, not much better than, well, I guess they call it Gamebridge Fieldhouse now. So, all right, Kayla. Appreciate you calling in. Like VMS said, feel free to reach out about the Discord, but we'll talk with you hopefully after a win against Wisconsin. You're not going up to Madison, are you?
No. My driving skills are not great, so.
Can you shoot the 3 at least, though?
Last time I played, I banked like 3 of them in. I was on a heater, but
not quite what Illinois was doing.
No, not quite like that. Maybe more of like a Kylie end of third quarter situation.
So you can be a disaster or you can be really good. That's what you're saying? Sorry to throw the shade at Kylie. All right, Kayla. Appreciate you being here as always.
Thank you.
Take care. All right.
Thanks, Scholar.
Yeah.
How many we got?
Can we just not? Hey, listen. Okay.
All right. It's fine. Enough said, Corey.
All right.
Next caller.
By the way, everybody's correcting me. Apparently, it is unlimited official visits, but limited to 1 per school. So it used to be 5. They did change it. It sounds like in summer of 2023. So that's what everybody's telling me in the chat. I'm sure a simple Google search would confirm that. Obviously, when we're on the air, I can't confirm nor deny that. But
I don't doubt it, actually.
That seems crazy to me, but it's been happening for several years, so certainly not going to argue it. Christy, speaking of arguing, Christy says, don't argue with Cash about ball.
Definitely not defense. Go ahead.
Definitely not about defense. Absolutely. Did you guys play a lot of zone when you were at Iowa?
We played a lot of what we call gold, which was a make-miss situation. So I felt like we was always in gold. It was either gold or 5, which is our man-to-man defense, which they still call the same thing. But we ran a lot of make-miss, like a lot. But our team was very, very smart. So we were able to do that because it's not easy to run like that, the make-miss situation. But we ran that a lot.
And VMS says, Cash on the whiteboard. Somebody made the comment about how you had upgraded the whiteboard. So
I did. I got up one day and hammered that thing into that concrete wall.
Thank you, VMS. D. Rollison, any idea where Iowa was supposed to finish second in the Big Ten would be impressive. Well, somebody said they weren't even projected top. I think Tim said they weren't projected top 5. I think they were probably just projected.
I believe Tim.
middle of the league. Yeah, that's even a little bit lower than I
I
would.
believe Tim.
Yeah. So D. Rollison, thank you for the super chat. But yeah, you could go look up the preseason polls for the conference. Mike Nunn, do you think we need Nation Williams to commit as a replacement for Stolke? I have not watched enough Nation. I've seen a few highlights of hers, but we know the replacement at the 4 presumably is going to be McKenna Velichko. And we'll see what happens with Tegan. That's going to be a fascinating offseason storyline, Kachine.
Yeah, our offseason going to be real interesting. We'll see.
That is going to be really interesting because there's going to be a great need at the 4, and yet a lot of people think Tegan will likely leave. So it's going to be interesting to follow. Thank you, Mike, for the super chat. DJ Doug adding Megan Gustafson operating the T-shirt cannon. We need you to go back and operate the T-shirt cannon.
Yeah, that would be fun.
That was cool. Cool to see. And it was cool to see Megan Gustafson posing with fellow Spaniard Alvaro Volgaris last night at the men's game. All right, we've got John Moore here on the line. John, thanks for calling the show, John.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Hey,
John, you off the road, right?
No, I'm on the road. I've just about fall asleep. You guys talking some good stuff there. Almost put me to sleep like a baby.
Don't please don't fall asleep while you're on the road.
Wait, no, hold on, time out. You are parked, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay. Go ahead. We're going right ahead.
I ain't that far gone yet. But this first game I got to watch in the last 3 or 4, it seems like all of them have been on the pay channels recently. And I don't know, Jan looked like she was just trying to mess around and see what she could do with that zone. Jumped out to a 10-0 lead, figured she'd bench Layla and get the bench players in there and see what she could do with it. And I don't know. She just, this late in the year, I just don't know if it's a really good thing to do that. But that seems like there was no other reason. Layla wasn't, or not Layla, but Ava wasn't in foul trouble. So I don't know why she'd be sitting. And then, like you said, fourth quarter, I mean, close game. I don't really think you should have Ava sitting on the bench. But, you know, we win.
That's all that matters at the end of the day.
Yep.
I can't argue with you, John. I thought it was an odd move to put Ava on the bench again. If she's been dealing with illness, it sounds like. So, you know, I without knowing exactly, it was interesting that she was sitting at the scores table, Kachine, until like the last.
Yeah, that was wild.
And then she went back to the bench, almost like Jan was apparently. I'm just interpreting that as, well, we're doing okay without her, so let's just bring her back to the bench. That's what it looked like.
Yeah, it's exactly what it looked like. So I figured that's what she was doing. But she kept them close by just in case of an emergency. Just like, you know, we got down by 6 that last time, and I'm like, geez, you know, they could really mess up. These guys get lucky and hit a couple more of them 3-pointers, and it could be all she wrote. And luckily, they got the starters back in, and they started clamping down, getting some steals. And that was a big charge call that all Fearback took. She ran right at it. She knew what she was doing. She was baiting them.
Kachine, was she baiting him?
No, that was the most idiotic play by the girl from Illinois. I have like, I was like in shock.
Right.
Like who? I mean, I have seen tons of illegal screens in that moment.
Right.
I.e. Gabby and UConn way back when, right?
Right,
Like
right.
it happens all the time. I've never seen an illegal screen where you flatten the defender. I've never seen that. Like that was crazy.
It was. But you know that they saw what Minnesota and them did. They all played them rough, and I think everybody's game plan coming in from now on is going to be, hey, play them rough. You know,
It can't be that because Michigan. That was the roughest game we played all season.
What's what I mean? That's where all the other teams coming up now. They're going to be playing them like Michigan did, and just keep playing them rough, staying in the game, you know, and you just never know, you might beat them. And our perimeter defense sucks. I mean, that's just it has all year. And when teams take advantage of,
They gave up 46 to Michigan a few days ago, and they gave up 78. That's just Jekyll and Hyde, John. I mean, without going back and looking at the tape, Kachine, Michigan's a much better team than Illinois.
Now, come on, Corey, that girl, that Parchment girl, whatever.
Yeah.
Hannah's man, and Hannah, she'd take 2 steps kind of towards her and then just kind of stop and just beg her to shoot her over. Well, I mean, she'd already hit. You can't do that on people that are hot.
Yeah, Parchment finished 2 of 4 from 3. Guyton was 2 of 4 from 3. Brown Hager was 3 of 3. Weber was 1 of 1. Wallace was 3 of 4. Yeah, yep. I mean, that's
20 points. That's the one that was shooting over Hannah every time, was Parchment. And Hannah did not go out and guard on her, not once. And I think that zone messed him up. We don't play a lot of that, and I think Jan really had him in it all game almost. And I think that had something to do with that. We're much better man-to-man, force, cause turnovers, fly, dive for loose balls, that kind of thing. And Fearback, my goodness. They rounded her like she was a barrel in one of them barrel racing horse events. You know what I mean? Them horses just kept coming around Kylie like she was a barrel. And so I don't know. Kylie just didn't have no gumption tonight. I don't think she just didn't have it. But
John, I know you're on the road. Where are you? Can I ask what part of the country?
Yeah. Where am I? I'm down here in South Carolina, down south of Columbia, out in the middle of the woods at a lumber mill, getting ready to pick up in the morning.
Okay. Well, John, thank you for being here as always, sir. Always appreciate your patience, waiting on hold forever. We do appreciate that, and we hope you're able to watch. I know the game on Sunday is on Big Ten Plus, but it sounds like people have found the game on YouTube as well. So,
yeah, I'll try that if it comes to it. But
all right, John,
I have all the other pay stuff so I can watch Caitlin during the year, and I just can't afford to go buying everything for them too.
I get it. No judgment here. So.
But I love them Hawks, and that Nation Williams girl. She seems like a nice girl. She seemed like she had a lot of fun. Can't tell what they're going to do.
It's always a plus to get them on. Apparently, that was her first official visit. So
she's high up on that list. So Don Staley and Gino are going to come offer her whatever they need to offer her to get her to come to there. So
she's going to be able to take her pick for sure.
Yeah. So.
All right, sir.
Anyway, hey, two seed. Hopefully, yeah.
2 seed.
We're doing good. I was reading on Twitter, and someone said, "Iowa, how's Iowa still this good?" So I mean, everybody knows, they had a good reason to not be good for the next couple of years till they rebuilt everything. But Jan's got them players.
Good development.
Yeah, well, Jan's got them going. She's doing
Absolutely.
Good. Player of the year should be not even negotiable at this point.
Coach of the year, you mean?
Yeah, coach of the year. I mean, you don't go out and win 20 plus both first seasons, get them into the dance. So I see there's no reason why they wouldn't give it to her.
Well, John, travel safely, sir, and we'll chat with you after the game on Sunday, hopefully.
Yes, sir. And you guys be good. Go Hawks.
Absolutely, go Hawks. Thank you, John. Appreciate John for calling in. And all right, we got quick fire here. That's what we're calling this. We got some people who don't normally subscribe to the notion of quick fire, Kachine. But we're going to go to them nonetheless. First, we get Ryan. Ryan had to endure last night's men's game that featured Paul Sells and Larry Scarato on the same crew. Ryan, welcome to the show. We can't hear you, bro. Hey, dude. Oh, now he's cursing at the game. We cannot hear you, Ryan. You were in the queue and then you left the queue and then you came back. We cannot hear you. I will get you back in the queue if you can figure that out real quick. All right. Let's go to our next caller. Thank you for calling Iowa Postgame with Kachine Alexander. Who's on the line? This person's been on hold forever. Hello, you're on the air with Cash. Hello.
Maybe it's somebody who was. Wait.
Bro, hey.
You know what?
It
Who
gets
was it that called and said that if they put their phone on mute, sometimes it won't let them unmute it?
This ain't the same person.
No, I'm saying maybe that happened to them.
Yeah, if you're on mute or you think you're unmuted, I guess. Yeah. Well, let's go to our next caller, and then we'll get that caller back on the line. Can you hear us, caller? Welcome to the show with Cash.
Okay, it's Jay from North Kachine, I know
Hey,
you were
Jay.
mentioning grits earlier. I didn't know you all ate grits in Iowa.
Oh, of course you do, especially when you're over the age of 60. Welcome.
Okay, so let me preface things. Michigan went to Ohio State.
Yep.
They had to come back from 8 points down, and they shot a three-pointer. It bounced off every part of the rim and then went in. When that basket went in, I'm thinking, there goes our number 2 seed. Because what Iowa always does is beat Michigan, and then they lose to a 500 team. So in my preface, I'm also going to say I think the play of the game should have been Journey Houston shooting from the free throw line, because for some hallucinogenic magic mushroom reason, Jan Jensen does not have Hayden in the game, even though she scored 48 points in the last 2 halves of, since the Michigan game. So getting to my question, I'm wondering if Jan even knows how to do math, because again, Stolke's in the game and she shoots 57%. I mean, I know she hit the shots and stuff like that, but actually my question is going to be, why don't we run a junk defense like when Caitlin Clark played West Virginia in the tournament? West Virginia runs like a junk defense where they're grabbing and tugging on jerseys and stuff like that. So, I mean, if they're shooting 100% from three-point range, my question to Cash is, isn't there some type of defense we can run that's a junk defense to stop the three-pointers, tugging on their jerseys, running 2 people at the players, stuff like that?
Good question from Jay.
To answer the question, yeah, there's a defense. But you either have to that be your identity or not. It's not easy to have multiple defenses, like outside of the norm, right? So like we're talking man defense, zone defense. Like it's not normal for you to have a man, a zone, a 1-3-1, trap the first, like that. That's not easy, because kind of like what we were talking before, you have to find time to practice that. And nobody has time. So with that being said, you always want more time. You have to kind of pick and choose your battles as far as like what you want and try to best defend those people within what you currently have. So I think that's kind of where that is. But yeah, there's always a defense. But do you want to go spend 3 hours a whole day trying to figure out how to implement it? No, you don't. But yeah, our defense we've seen can be stifling. They just have to put in for that. They have to be mentally ready. They got to be ready to go and locked into what their game plan is. When they do that, they're great. Today, it just wasn't it.
And Jay, in response to your first comment, I do find it I'm not saying you're right or wrong. I just think it's incredibly ironic that we have a caller a few minutes ago call in and say that they think Jan should be, coach of the year. And we've had a couple of fans say that. And then you call in and say, I don't think Jan knows math. And, I get the frustration, like with the Ava thing at the end, but it is interesting how polarizing, for some reason, her coaching decisions have become. I don't know quite what to think of that. You're not the only one that feels that way. I was critical of Jan at the outset of the show for that decision too, because to me it doesn't make sense. But yeah, that's what.
Okay. Okay, fine. Again, Stolke shoots 57% from the free throw line. The person like Cash says that needs to have the ball at the end of the game, because Illinois is shooting like 120% if you put in a factor in the 2-point percentage versus 3-point percentage. Basically comparing 2-pointers to 3-pointers, they're shooting 130%. So the person that needs to have the ball in their hands, I mean, Stolke shouldn't even be in there. Thankfully, she made the last couple points there and stuff like that.
I would say she is. I would say Hannah is. I think they're pretty confident in their senior forward in those situations, at least with the ball, to not make a bad pass, to not dribble where she shouldn't be. And unfortunately, I don't think there's the same confidence with certain other people like maybe Taylor Strimlow, Addie Deal. So that's all I would say. I'm not saying that she's a great free throw shooter, but you do got to give her credit for making both. And she has shown that she can be a good free throw shooter, but the numbers don't reflect that. So, yeah, I understand where you're coming from, Jay. I do got to move on. You held on the hold forever, so thank you for doing that. Thanks for being patient tonight.
Okay, thanks. And the last thing I was going to say is I think if for March Madness, if the tournament seeding people put Michigan and Iowa in the same bracket, then the TV ratings will just skyrocket. So, I mean, I think maybe in the Elite Eight they'll see Duke, Vandy, or Oklahoma, but or in the Final Four. But if they put Michigan in the same bracket with Iowa, it's going to be phenomenal. So I don't know who you all think that they're going to go in the bracket with, but
there you go.
That was just my comment.
We'll definitely talk brackets here in the next week. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you calling in. Okay, I think we've got our next caller that was on the phone line that we couldn't hear back on the phone line. Thank you for calling Iowa Postgame with Kachine Alexander. Who's on the line?
Hey, this is Brad. Okay, new rule, Cash. You're in charge after the hour mark to keep Corey from rambling. I know you can do it.
What, have I rambled tonight? Am I the rambler? Man,
Yeah, you kind of do.
Oh, okay. All right.
You just get off the rails. It doesn't matter. I'm just giving you shit. All right, so general observation. You know what? We would have won the Big Ten with Jan this year if we hadn't combined the conferences. So really what she's accomplished is pretty darn good. So I give her a lot of credit for that.
Yep.
Two, next question for Cash. It's kind of weird when I watch girls basketball, when they receive the pass a lot of times, how come nobody's in triple threat position anymore? It's like they stand straight up like a straw. It doesn't take much to knock them off.
Yeah, about that. Yes. That's actually a really good observation. No, there are not many people who are in triple threat anymore. Unfortunately, as that may be.
Yeah, it's just kind of crazy. I mean, that's the first thing you used to learn when you're like in fourth grade. The other thing that drives me crazy is why do some of our players insist on putting the ball right in front of them when the other defense just knock it out of their hands? It's like you're supposed to be ball you and the man, right? I mean, they don't protect the ball. It's crazy. That drives me crazy. And the other thing is we don't go to beat passes. All right, we're just standing there. We don't go meet the pass, and winner it gets picked off.
As far as your putting the ball out in front, I mean, there's more. The game has higher turnovers solely because of that. I think that leaving the fundamentals that we used to get taught in fourth grade that nobody is teaching anymore is causing a chain reaction of sorts because they don't. It's just the ball's right here. So yeah, it is. It's very interesting.
I was on my TV like, my God, girls, quit doing that. Okay, last thing too, I guess, that was really a hell of a win. But here's what I'm kind of proud of. Journey Houston is my favorite player. That girl is calm and cool and collective, plays her game within herself. She never rushes stuff, and she hit some huge shots tonight, huge shots. And then also I got to give a thumbs up to Addie. She didn't force anything this time, which she usually forces everything. She's a decent passer. So she had a really good hoop that helped, but at least she's not forcing shit anymore, which is a positive sign. And, sometimes you're just down a little bit. I used to coach basketball, and you know what? Sometimes you can beat a team twice really bad. Third game, we beat a kid in the high school. We beat Hoover High School by 45 points and 35 points. We got in the district game. They beat us by 5. We could not make a damn basket, period. So sometimes you just get close and you start getting tight. Because they started off great, but I think toward the kind of in the middle somewhere, they did get a little tight. Everybody was afraid to shoot. We had some wide open shots. Nobody would shoot it. Last thing, then I'll hang up. Ava's actually shot has really improved. Her release now is going in the cookie jar. She actually has good.
I can agree.
At the beginning of the year, she used to shoot like no rotation kind of glob shots, So even though she has a high release, it's kind of weird. Watch Larry Bird shot, how he had it way behind his head. It's kind of weird.
Yes.
Then he has the same type of shot, but her release is really getting pretty good. She's actually pretty accurate from the elbow now. And Corey, you said you don't care if she can hit from the elbow. But here's the bottom line: is if she starts hitting from the elbow, guess what? They got to come out and guard her, then they got to stop Hannah one-on-one. So that is a huge deal that she can hit that. It's not like no big deal. It's a big deal. Trust me. All right, that's enough. I'll let you. I'm hanging up.
Thank you. Appreciate the call. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Nothing wrong about Ava. Her release definitely looks a little bit better.
Yeah, I agree.
For sure.
Real quick.
And that's probably directly affecting the fact that she is making more of them.
Yeah, absolutely. Quick shout outs to our premium members. The Dirty Got 9570. Thank you for being a premium member. I'm sorry. Chad Metz is a premium member as well. Thank you, Chad. Michael Takahashi. We've got Barbara reminding everybody to hit the like button. She's also a premium member. So thank you, Barbara. Bo is in the chat. He's a premium member. So we appreciate that, Bo. And let's see. We've got Dennis V21. Commander Cody is here as well. He's a premium member. I always try to shout out all of our premium members. We got a super chat coming in from D. Rollifson. We already got this one. Thank you, D. Rollifson, for the super chat. DJ Doug, we got this one as well. So thank you. If I didn't thank you earlier, sometimes these duplicate in my queue for some reason. Mike Nunn, is Caitlin Clark going to invade the Big Ten tournament at Gamebridge, and will it help the seniors, Kachine?
I'm sure she did. It's Indianapolis. I mean, like,
yeah,
she's definitely coming. I feel it. I feel like, unless she has some kind of prior engagement or whatever the case is, but I wouldn't be surprised to see her at least for one game.
And I would think just to support Hannah and support Kylie and support Taylor McCabe.
Right.
Those are the teammates she had at Iowa, and I would think that she would if at all possible. Brian Long, thank you for the super chat. 3/4 of no urgency and bad decisions, in my honest opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you for the super chat, Brian. VMS, Corey, and awesome clock management. Maybe some sarcasm there. So, all right. We've got Eric. We've got Erica on the line. Erica, welcome.
Hi.
Thank you for being a premium member and for being in our Discord. I'm assuming you were at the game tonight, Erica.
Yes, I was at the game tonight, so I am coming to report, all that good stuff. I made my notes. Okay, so yeah, first of all, obviously credit to Illinois for shooting insane. Like, what? Like, it was so frustrating to be in the crowd because it was like one after another after a freaking, like, how often does that happen? But like at the same time, that also happened with Minnesota when I took my partner their last game and I was screaming and he ended up leaving like me because like I was so annoying and just like mad. And anyway, I was by myself today, so that was probably a good thing. The crowd I thought was really good tonight. I felt like they like came on like when they needed to. And I mean, there was only so much we could do, obviously, but yeah, I did feel like the crowd was really good. As far as Aaliyah goes, the booing. Okay, so yeah, it wasn't like a thing. It definitely I was at the game, the Nebraska game, okay, with Price Stanford. Yeah. And that was like a whole.
Do you go to every men's and women's game?
No, I don't. I do live in Iowa City, but I don't have season tickets.
Okay.
And I like to sit on the aisle, so I'm kind of like okay with just buying my tickets, and I buy them last minute, and I find that is the best way to get like the best deal. Oh, and by the way, I went to buy tickets on the website, on the Hawkeye website tonight, because I'm like, okay, I'm going to support for the last game. There were only 2 tickets left, and I had to buy both of them. And I didn't want to buy both of them, so I just went on SeatGeek and bought a ticket for $12 instead of buying 2 tickets for $35 each, plus taxes and stuff. But that is kind of cool to say that we were like pretty much officially sold out tonight on a Thursday night for an 8:00 game.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I was going to ask you, when you said the crowd was great, my first response to that is, has there been a game where the crowd hasn't been great in Big Ten play? I mean, I'm always
women's games.
Yeah, for women's games.
No, well, the last time that I was on here, and of course I was really high up. For the Minnesota game, I felt like the crowd could have been better. But don't get me wrong, like I mean, dude, we have sellout crowds. I mean, we can never ever complain about crowds for the women's game. It's more so just getting into it when like we need to get into it. And I know, like, for that game, I felt a little bit of like I was like sometimes on an island, like screaming from the top of my lungs. And of course, I was like really high seated up. I was in row 24 this time, like close to the students in the band, because I get random seats. So it's like different every time. And so this game, definitely I felt like the whole crowd vibes and everything. And I thought that it was, I thought that this game was really good for the crowds. And that Minnesota game, I mean, honestly, like I wouldn't say that is the crowd's fault, because ultimately Minnesota was just like, what can you do?
And they were coming off two really poor performances out west when they came back.
Yeah, and they were still trying to adjust to Taylor McCabe, and like that's
they didn't play well. They gave up over 90 in that game. So even the crowd that was there, it's hard. I mean, I'm sure it was hard. It would have been hard tonight if Iowa. I mean, thankfully they were able to go pound for pound, shot for shot on offense. But when you're giving up 90 plus, I mean, just ask the Fran McCaffrey supporters.
They were up 20 points at one point at the Minnesota game, and that was
hard to judge the crowd for not being the best. That's kind of like the Iowa Purdue men's game here a few weeks ago. Like, it was a great crowd. Everybody was there and was allowed to start, but the crowd was nothing as the game went on, because there's little to cheer for when you're down 20.
Yes. Yeah. And I was not at that game, but the Nebraska game, oh my gosh, that was if I could have picked one game to have like my girlfriends all go to, that was I mean, and the women's games, obviously those are all amazing, but for the men's, like that was definitely like, that game was so freaking, the Nebraska game. Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay, where am I at? Okay, so yeah, Aaliyah, so yeah, it wasn't like a big, so she got the start tonight.
Yeah.
That's different, right?
Yeah, she got the start.
Okay. They had an injury.
One of their guards was out.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So it was, you know how like they do the, like when they announce, like if it's a rival, that's all. I mean, it was maybe a little bit louder for her, but it wasn't. And then like when she hit her first 3-point bucket, like there was a boo.
Okay.
Yeah. It like good. Like I think that was
classy Iowa.
It wasn't a Price Sanford situation, that's for freaking sure.
Yeah, but Aaliyah, I want to hear about some classy Iowa thing, because the Price Sanford stuff was pretty in your face from the student body.
Classy women's basketball Iowa.
Yeah. And just for the record,
basketball fans are not the same as men's basketball fans. That's a fact.
That's what I was going to say.
Well, there was a lot less student. I mean, yeah.
And I mean, Kayla called in earlier, and she's a student. She said she did boo Aaliyah Guyton.
Yeah.
There's less
and good for her. Like, and the students are cute. I love the students. I mean, they had their megaphones actually, like when the first time she really got the ball, and they were kind of making some noise with the megaphones to make her feel uncomfortable. I liked it. I personally liked it.
I have no issue with that.
I didn't think that it definitely wasn't like the full on, like, oh my God, I could not believe that. But whatever. I actually kind of no, I'm gonna shut up. Okay, so it was fun to be there. I'll just put it that way for the Price Sanford thing. Okay, so do you guys think that nerves might have played into this game, considering that it was like I mean, ultimately we had senior day, but this was almost kind of like the actual senior day?
No, I don't think it was nerves. I think it was like the hangover of the Michigan game.
I was going to ask that question because it seemed like emotion helped them on Sunday, and then tonight it was like
they put everything in that game, and so I think this game it was like, ooh, like they didn't really have anything left, honestly.
Yeah.
I think that's something to be said for that.
That makes sense. Okay. Yeah. Ava went into beast mode, which is like always what we love to see. Like, my goodness. And Hannah fell on her elbow very early in the game. Do you guys think that that's going to be like Kachine? Do you think did that look really bad? Like it might be longer term than this, like lingering, or
No, I knew she'd be
my
back
friend
in
that played.
fairly quickly.
What's that?
I knew she'd be back in and fairly quickly because she was able to she was moving her arm almost immediately as she was walking, and so I was like, okay. She probably did get a little bit of a hyperextension of some sort, but I don't think it's going to be. She's going to be sore tomorrow.
Yeah,
but I don't think it's going to be a situation where she.
Kachine, that is the look of agony right there.
Yeah, that's a hyperextension.
That don't feel good. So
yeah, my friend that played basketball for Texas State, like she saw that and she was really worried about her, but then she went back in shortly. So I mean, I guess it's fine.
Yeah.
And then as far as like Big Ten projections, so assuming that we win the game on against Wisconsin, like do you guys have any like who are we going to be playing against type of thing?
I haven't even looked at the draw until we get through this.
Honestly, you don't know because there's a big logjam right now.
Right now, yeah, exactly.
It's a big logjam
on the men's side. On the men's side as well. And the men are on a fast track for a double bye. I know that. But until we get to the weekend, it's kind of like bowl projections in late November. I'm like, okay, once we get to like the last weekend of November, then I'm like, are they going to end up in Tampa or Orlando? But until that happens, I'm kind of wait and see mode. So
that makes sense. Okay. And then we tried to recruit Weber, didn't we? She's from Villanova. Is that the same person that I'm thinking of? Maddie Weber?
Was it
from Illinois tonight?
Olsen's teammate?
Yeah.
Out of the portal? Or
it's out of the portal.
They may have, yeah.
Okay.
That seems to ring a bell.
Whatever. Yeah. Okay.
She's a good player. She wasn't the best player on the court tonight for Illinois. I think that was Parchment, but she's a good player.
Yeah. So. I definitely heard her, maybe because her name stood out to me because I had that name from her being recruited or something, because I just remember that name. But I think that's and Jan coaching. I mean, honestly, like I think she's doing really good. Like she's had so much pressure on her, like to take over from where she did and to like how she began the season and broke a record from what we even did when we had Caitlin Clark. Like, and I think we're in really good hands with Jan. So that's all I'm going to say. Like, we're so lucky to have Jan as our coach. Okay.
I agree. Erica, thank you for calling in. You're a pleasure.
Then I have a I Love Hannah sweatshirt on. Be sure to support your women's basketball team. And I also have a Kylie Fear the Bach. That was my outfit tonight to support both of our senior players. So make sure you support your women's basketball team in buying their merch.
Good stuff.
Yes, absolutely.
Appreciate that, Erica. Thank you for being here, and thank you for supporting our show as well.
Of course. All
Appreciate
right.
Bye. All right, Kachine, we got a few more callers. I think I'm going to let you go to bed because it's 1 a.m. on the East Coast. So
how many callers?
I don't know. They just keep coming. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 on the line right now.
Okay, go. I'll stop when I'm ready.
Okay. All right. Well, I gave you an out. I'm just reminding you. I gave you.
Listen, I can take an out at any point in time. Don't worry. But
one just dropped off. We just lost one.
That person was like, my question wasn't that serious. Go ahead. Go to bed.
We just lost one. All right. Let's go back to our phone line. Thank you for calling Iowa Postgame with Kachine Alexander. Who's on the line?
Kachine.
Hey.
It's Kevin from Southeast Iowa. Just a couple of quick comments and I'll get out of here. But
sure.
It's I got to give the Hawks credit. The Big Ten's a tough conference. And if you would have told me, that we were going to be second in the Big Ten this time of the year, at this time, I probably would have said, you're nuts. I didn't see this. I know we have a good team and all, but where we're at right now is pretty amazing in my book. And that's what it would have really been kind of disappointing tonight if we let this one slip away and then the number 2 seed get away. So I mean, you got to give the girls credit because where we're at now, I would say most people probably didn't see this at this time of the year. But also, you guys commented earlier about the Ava and the minutes. I don't have the sheet in front of me. I didn't see it when you had it out there, but I don't even know how many minutes Ava played that. But I think Ava sat out. I'm going to say Ava didn't even play half of the third quarter, and she wasn't in what I would call foul trouble. So I find that kind of mind-boggling myself. But just me, and it's easy for me to say this. Jan's a great coach, but Ava's the best player in the team in my book. So I mean, if I'm the coach, she's on the floor. With case closed.
I agree. I think it's bizarre they took her out when they did, but it does sound like she's been dealing with an illness. And
I'm not gonna buy that either. She looked fine to me out there. And
I mean, if she's sick, she's sick. I mean, what's there to buy? I mean, you're saying you don't buy that she was sick?
I don't think she was probably totally sick, or she probably wouldn't have even been out there.
He doesn't buy that she's sick enough to take her out the game when she's rolling.
I mean, isn't there something to be said from even if you're recovering from something that maybe you can play 25 minutes, but you can't play 35? I mean, isn't there something?
I don't know. Well, I can come back and say, well, there's plenty of TV timeouts where she's sitting over there on the sideline too. So I think a lot of that's kind of overblown. But yeah, she might be a little bit sick. But I mean, if she's still sick, she put some pretty incredible numbers up there for being sick. But
she did have. By the way, for you, you said this earlier. She didn't really. Somebody said in the chat too. Well, she didn't really have foul trouble. She did have 2 in the first half. She did have 2, and some coaches don't like to even play a player in the second half after they get their second. So she did get 2 personal fouls called on her in the second period. She ended the game with 3.
Yeah.
But you guys have to agree that we're our best team is when she's on the floor, correct?
Oh, of course,
absolutely,
of course.
Hence why that means something was going on.
Okay.
Like, in the sense of it could be a sickness, it could be maybe she had to go throw up, I don't know, whatever she had to do. But it's no way that Coach Jay or anybody is going to keep their best player off the court when you guys aren't playing your best basketball as it is. So, I mean, again, I don't know what that could possibly be, but it had to have been something. I'm going to give it a benefit of the doubt.
I'll just say our best chance of winning is when she's on the floor. I don't think there's any argument to that.
Yeah, no, we're
100%.
And
Cass, I got one more. I'm going to put you in the coaching chair here. Now, the people on TV, I don't know. I think I heard them say this, but maybe I heard them wrong. But on that last possession when Minnesota is going to come down to the one where Kylie got the charge on, the commentator said, well, Iowa's got some fouls to give. So as a coach, Cass, when they're taking the ball out at the other end, are you going to put some pressure at that end and maybe just follow them at that end and run some seconds off? I mean, it would have been kind of a bitter pill to swallow if they actually got down there and were able to get that 3-pointer off and win the game on the 3, when we had fouls to give. So are you going to try to follow them a couple times there in the backcourt or what?
When it's this argument is an argument that is always out there when you're up 3 at the end of the game, I'm all for fouling. I'm not risking that of any sort.
Okay.
We're gonna foul. But that's just me.
Okay, I was just curious because when they said that, I thought, well, maybe they'll follow them in the backcourt and have them run a few seconds off. But the result was good, so everything's fine. But
absolutely,
I just think that what they've done this year is probably overachieved in my book because I don't think a lot of people saw them where they are right now at this time of the year.
I don't think anybody saw them there.
Yeah. What about this will be the last thing. So looking ahead to next year with the people coming back and we've got Willisco coming in, let's say, I'm going to give you this scenario. Let's say they don't sign anybody else. Would that be bad then? I mean, would you say they've got to bring another 1 or 2 in that are impacted? Or what?
If they don't bring another player in, that's like 3 open scholarships.
Yeah, they have to.
They don't have an option.
Yeah,
and they're not going to retain everybody. Somebody's going to leave.
Yeah, I mean, in my book, Keegan's not here next year, and right, I would say that
we don't know if Tegan's going to be here. We don't know if Kenise is going to be here. We don't. I mean,
Callie.
Well,
I think Callie will be here.
I would say Keegan and Kanisha would not be impact players next year anyway. That's just my opinion.
Well, but I'm just saying, you got to have play. You got 15 scholarships. They're not just gonna. It'd be foolish to leave 3 or 4 scholarships open. So they'll get somebody out of the portal. They'll get a couple of grad transfers. That's my guess.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's
right,
go
sir.
up to Madison and finish on a high note then. Thanks a lot.
Absolutely. Go Hawks.
Bye.
Thank you for the call. Yeah.
And let me say this: I don't believe Callie is going to leave, but when we talk about potential people in the portal,
Do you think Deal will start next year?
no.
Okay.
Where is she starting at?
Well, I mean, they will lose Kylie.
Yeah, but Taylor, you have Chit Chat, you have Taylor, and then she's going to have to fight for that third position with somebody.
With who,
and
though?
it could be Journey. So,
It could be Journey. I was going to say another name that people wouldn't want me to say, but
hell, it could be Callie.
I was going to say it could be Emily, but people are just
Could be Emily.
they've already
Listen.
decided that she's transferring out. So, and maybe
Whatever. Anyways, it could be Emily.
Sheila, thank you for being a premium member. Same for Amanda. Same for Emily or for Kelly, who wants to represent from the Hawkeye of the Storm at the Big Ten tournament. So that's good stuff. Fly Yogi Fly. Hey, Cash, still believe Hannah hit her ceiling. What an ignorant thing to utter. Shame on you. Go Hawks.
She did hit her ceiling. Has Hannah hit a 3?
I love how
Has Hannah shot the ball from the perimeter?
I love how this woman, she's done this multiple times, which means she keeps coming back to listen to what you have to say. I just find
But that's like the most idiotic comment, because when you say she's hit her ceiling, has Hannah done anything outside of what we know her to do?
well, that would require this person would require her listening to what you're actually saying, not just listening to what she wants to hear.
I think it's so funny, but whatever.
Trey wanted to know your take on how Stremlo wasn't good tonight. Apparently, you're a Stremlo hater as well.
I thought Stremlo's defense was atrocious.
Okay.
Her defense was bad.
But I
today.
thought her
giving up like wide open layups. So that was my biggest thing with Taylor.
She was pretty good on offense tonight.
Offensively, I thought she was fine. I didn't
11. Hey, 11.
I thought she was. Her assist was crazy today.
11
I don't know how much
points.
she ended with, but
11 points, 11 assists, and 5 of 7 from the field.
yeah, like she. I mean, honestly speaking, like I said before, that was like point guard mentality. Like she was really distributing the ball well, and she was really good in the paint. She didn't have a great 3-point shooting day, but at the same point in time, like she did that. She has got to get better at defense though.
And Doug,
I mean, she wasn't great to begin with, but like whew, she struggled.
DJ Doug in the chat. Ava did have 2 fouls in the second quarter and was removed.
Yeah.
So when you say she wasn't in foul trouble, well, she had 2 in the first, and that is oftentimes going to get a player on the bench. Yeah, hit the like button. I see a lot of people in the chat that I had marked just to give them shout outs for reminding everybody to hit that like button. If you're listening on a podcast platform, please give us a 5-star review. Chad said, is Chit Chat having head problems? I think she's more so having fatigue and cramping issues, sounds like.
Makes sense.
Plushy 55, could they have been concerned it would go to overtime and Ava would foul out if they left her in? Could that have been part of the reasoning for taking her out?
If Jan was thinking like that, she should be fired tomorrow.
So
that's crazy.
Yeah, I don't.
You cannot play for overtime. You got to play for right now.
Yeah,
so I say that sarcastically, okay, because no coach should ever think like that.
I agree. And Andrew's asking the same question, but I agree with you. That's not what's going on.
No, you're trying to win now. We're not worried about getting to overtime.
Carly Dirth, chat is playing incredible defense. Can understand why she's gassed on the offensive end. Still, though, less than 5 shot attempts. Anyone else a little nervous about our lack of outside presence? Well, yeah.
Absolutely nervous about our
We've been nervous about that all year, right?
Absolutely.
So, Brent Meyer, was it more of a hot 3-point shooting opponent or need to get more out on shooters? Both, right?
Both.
A mix of both.
And towards the end, though, it doesn't matter. You could have been touching her forehead. She probably was still going to make it. But it was the stuff at the beginning that got them into that situation.
All right. We got Michigan Derby here. Welcome to the show, sir.
Hey, guys. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
Yep.
Live.
Hey, first thing I want to discuss with you guys real quick is the phone line. I went to call in tonight and I got like an answering machine with a beep, and it kind of confused me. So that's why I'm doing it this way. And
were you scared of it or what?
No, it didn't let me hold like last time. Last time,
well,
it let
that's
me
because
hold.
the phone. Listen,
so it was full.
The phone line was full, so when it's full, it goes to voicemail.
Okay, well, the time before I called in and I was on hold, and then I heard you guys for a couple minutes on the phone call, and then it just kind of cut me off because you guys couldn't hear me. So I'm not sure, but I think that's what goes on with a lot of your guys' callers is we just, we don't have mute on or anything, but we go to talk to you and you guys just simply can't hear us. And it seems to happen with a lot of callers.
Well, thank you.
I'm just trying to let you guys know,
Yeah, thank you.
Anyway, so the first thing I want to ask you guys is we saw Callie play, some pretty good minutes tonight. So what was our takeaway from seeing her play?
I thought she made one or two mistakes, but she's not going to force shots. I thought she was fine defensively. She had the one. I don't know did she officially get credited with a turnover? Let me look here. So she got credited with one turnover, 2 steals, 4.5 minutes of play. Again, she was fine. I mean, Kachine, what did you think of Callie's run there in the first half?
Yeah, I didn't feel like never put her back in. Like I thought she was fine. The one thing I will say is a huge strength of Callie's that I don't know if I was aware of until the camera was panning is Callie is a leader. Like she is very vocal on the court. Yeah. Like she is directing people. She's like, they were playing out of bounds defense and the camera was just panning and you could hear her
voice.
You're hearing her talking about who's going where, watch out for X, Y, and Z. And I was like, okay, like I could see that means she has a very high IQ, right? Usually anybody that has a high IQ will get it together at some point because you understand the game of basketball, like at a different level than most. So for me, that kind of propelled her a little bit in regards to having a high IQ and being a very communicating leader. Like I was surprised.
I saw the same thing. So do you guys think like down the road, maybe she'd be like a seamless kind of sub in for Stremlo?
Well, I'll tell you what she needs to be. Not talking about this season, but Callie Levine needs to be competing for playing like legitimate playing time in 2026. That's what she needs to be. She's a leader on this year's team in a sense, but she can be more of an on-court leader next year because they're losing Feuerbach, they're losing McCabe. Right, Kachine? Mm-hmm. Like they can go to the portal, they can recruit. What you just said tells me she's got a high IQ on the basketball court. She is a great leader from a raw perspective.
She needs to become a knockdown 3-point shooter. Period.
Okay. So that needs to be her role as a 3 and deep type player.
Yes. She needs to be a really good 3-point shooter that can, because with her IQ, or again, this is me seeing all of like 45 seconds of a clip, but I feel pretty confident in what I saw. So with her doing that, she's already got the defense. We know that. Offensively, we haven't really seen an entirety of it, so I'm only judging on bits and pieces here. But she needs to be a knockdown 3-point shooter. And with that, her ball handling, again, I don't know because I haven't really been able to see it on full display, but her ball handling needs to be tight to the point where your coaches can trust that you make the right decisions. So if she can be
it's not quite there yet. The ball handling.
Yeah, like if she can be a knockdown 3-point shooter and sure of her ball handling skills, she's going to get playing time, period, because of her intensity that she brings and the leadership that she brings on the court. So that's really all she needs to do in that sense.
Do you guys think she'll be a worthy rival for Deal for a starting spot then? Or
who knows? That's a toss-up in my opinion. So I guess we'll see. We know that Addie can score when she can and needs to, right? But she also has some deficits.
I don't know her. I think you have to look at Stremlo playing the 3. I don't know how because to me, nor Callie or Addie are going to play the 3. So it's going to have to be Strimlo or Journey at the 3. To me, you're going to have most likely, given we don't know what's going to happen in the portal, but you're going to have to you're going to have to battle Strim and Houston at the 3, and then there's going to be a battle between Houston and Velichko / Tegan if she's here at the 4, and then obviously Ava and Layla at the 5, and then at the 1 it's going to be Chit Chat, Addie. The 2 it's going to be Addie or who am I missing? Levine and whoever they get in the portal. Am I missing anybody in there?
No, we just need some people in the portal.
Yeah, you just need some people in the portal. But I mean, I think those are what the battles are going to be. And like, I think Journey it'll shock me if Journey's not a starter next year.
Oh, for sure.
She's either going to start at 4 or she's going to start at 3.
Correct.
You know, and then she's going to develop in the offseason as well. So, sir, thank you for calling in.
Well, I
you for being
can
on.
I just ask Cash a real quick question?
Sure.
Just a minute ago, well, I guess the conversation has been kind of that Hannah kind of topped out and that she hasn't really brought anything new. But I mean, in my opinion, her game with the high-low with Hayden has really got some juice to it. At least a lot more than it did at the beginning of the year. I mean, you know, it seems to me like Hannah finally figured out how to play the 4. I mean, maybe not a stretch 4, but at least she finally figured out how to play the 4, because the last couple of years, you know, they kind of tried it out at the beginning of the season and they wound up sticking her back at the 5 again. And, you know, you got to remember that last year Hayden didn't play much at all. You know, and Hannah played at the 5 a lot until about the Big Ten tournament. And then now this year, it's like she's finally coming into that 4 role right now, even though she's not hitting 3s or anything. But that high-low game, I think with Hayden is deadly. I mean, you know, they're pretty much unstoppable right now.
I can't hear you, Kachine. No, we lost your audio totally. Your audio said it was time to go to bed. No, now we got you. Go ahead.
You can hear me?
Yeah, we got you. For some reason, your audio
That's
was
weird.
dead.
What I was saying was I don't think that Hannah's high-low is based off of a new skill she learned. I think that Hannah's high-low is her playing with Ava over time, them learning each other. I think that's what kind of created the camaraderie between those two. Hannah didn't figure out how to play the 4. Hannah is still doing the exact same thing she was doing last year. She's just playing the 4. She's not doing anything different than what she was doing last year at the 5. She's just doing it at the 4. So what I think got her to start playing like the Hannah that we know is that she stopped trying to be the new and improved 4. She stopped trying to be a stretch 4. She just was like, you know what?
She's playing the role her way, basically.
I'm just going to play it exactly how I played it before. It just has a 4 instead of a 5. She hasn't changed anything. But I think that in the aspect of things, her and Ava could not figure out at the beginning as well how to play with each other. Ava was used to dominating the paint. So was Hannah. And they had to figure out how to work together. And it thankfully, it has come out beautifully that they're able to work together in that kind of capacity. So good for her. I mean, they got it together.
I feel pretty comfortable with them working together like that. And then whatever the guards can contribute, I mean, I think they've got a tournament run in them. I really do.
Well, we appreciate you calling in, sir. We'll hope to talk to you Sunday.
Thank you.
All right. We've got a question here from Chad. Why did they have so much trouble covering the 3? I think we talked about that. Maybe not a bad scout, but just lack of identifying shooters early, and then it kind of snowballs, and then they're hitting tough shots, and you go zone, and you're not real sharp in the zone, and
not real good at it.
Yeah, we go see the whiteboard segment from earlier. Brian says, Cash, when Kylie draws the illegal screen, is that something she can read is most likely coming, or what can she realize defensively as the play is developing?
She definitely realized that they were about to do a handoff. You could definitely see that.
You read the handoff.
I don't think in any shape or form she thought she was going to get flattened like that. But
if you're not smart enough to read the handoff, then you're not going to be there for the illegal screen.
Correct. You have 2 options. You can fight over it or you can slide under it. It's one or the other, right? And in her case, she was already body to body, so it made sense for her to just stay with her instead of detaching. But in this case scenario, the screener, didn't make the smartest play.
All right, we got Lomansky on the phone line. Lomansky, welcome.
Cash, my dear, I'm sorry I took a nap.
Oh, well, Cash would like to do the same.
Say, Corey.
Yeah, you look a little haggard tonight, Lomansky. Are you okay?
Well, I took a nap.
All right.
I've been closing my eyes. Jiminy Christmas. You know, at night, Cash, what time are you in Carolina? Are you 1:30 in the morning?
1:30.
Almost.
Okay, I turn my heat down, Cash, when it's time to go to bed.
Me too.
I've been on hold so long, I had to wear my Iowa Hawkeye earmuffs. My prized possession.
I hear that.
Man.
Cash just had the Snuggie on the whole show.
It's okay. I have a blanket over my legs because it's cold now. Because I'm with him, in the sense of my house gets cold at nighttime because I can't sleep in the heat.
You're also in a basement, so
it is so fantastic. Go ahead,
Cash. I don't know if I want to talk to Corey tonight. I'm a little upset.
Okay. What did I do this time, Lomansky? You tell me.
You know, yeah, just jump in wherever you want. Who cares? So that's fine.
Yeah.
Cash has got her Iowa Hawkeye Snuggie. Kayla, my wonderful Iowa students, got the old-fashioned
she did
on tonight.
Bringing the retro.
Yep.
I don't know what you call the retro Hawkeye logo, but
nobody ever said I was stylish. When I saw Kayla, I says, I still got it. And then we've got Corey Brad is selling out to Nike. All I can see, I can't see Corey's logo. All I see is Nike.
There's a Tiger Hawk there, Lomansky. You
ever seen the restaurants when they put the child in a lifter seat? Get a lifter seat so you can get a little higher and we can see what the hell you're wearing.
Okay. All right. Thank you for that.
Lomansky is on fire. What's up, Lomansky?
I'm on it.
We woke him up from you ever woke up a bear in the middle of hibernation?
That's it.
You ever woke up a bear that hadn't go ahead, Lomansky.
I'm the ugliest looking bear your audience has ever seen. Hey, I got something for you, Cash. I was gonna sign off, but I just gotta leave you with something.
Okay.
There's logos, and then there's mission statements, and then there's taglines.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what I thought of when you got the whiteboard out. Crash the glass with our cash.
Okay. All right.
Listen,
that's not bad, man. Hey, for 124 on the East Coast and 1224 in Wisconsin, that's not bad.
Crash the glass with cash.
Our cash.
Oh, with our cash. Got you.
Crash that if Corey wouldn't talk so much, you'd be able to talk to the viewership. Crash the glass with our cash. Don't be drinking when you try to say that.
Yeah, because that's a tongue twister a little bit.
My vote is Jan for Coach of the Year.
Okay.
I'm in the Big Ten. In the Big Ten.
Yeah.
She wasn't for most of the season. She wasn't. Okay. I don't even want to say the reasons why, but got to say one. We are so young. What did you get criticized earlier for? Oh, we're messing with the damn lineup. I've coached never, but they're messing with the lineup. Why is she messing with the lineup? And Big Ten season comes. Oh, she's still messing with the lineup. Just look at Journey Houston, folks, and smile. Because Journey just keeps on coming. I see her play, and I got up in front of the TV when Journey was down to the buzzer. I got in front of my TV in the stands, garden position, and I would just go girl. Get to the line, wham, wham. Do you relate to Journey, Cash? You were only 5'9". You had all that wand too, and you were.
I'm definitely not 5'9", but I appreciate the extra inch.
I thought they had listed you at 5'9". Are you under 5'9"?
That's a lie, but it definitely listed me that. But I'm not 5'9".
Okay, and that's why I bring it up is because it's why I thought you might relate to her because it's that want to ancient history. Clay Hargrave for the men Iowa Hawkeyes at 6'4" led the Big Ten in rebounding. That's a fact. It's unbelievable. And I've already talked about Jan. So I'll let you go. It's 1:30 in the morning. Corey, I just reacquainted with my friend from my roommate from University of Iowa in college, a great guy.
Okay.
Very talented. He lives in Carolina. I was thinking, if I go to Carolina, I could meet up with Cash and we could go to Toys R Us and buy her daughter a toy. But the way you go on and on, hey, now don't you laugh.
What are you talking about? Go ahead. I'm pretty sure.
Ask you about it someday, but
Didn't Toys R Us close nationwide?
I just like how you play both sides of the freaking screen. I just love it. It's your talent.
Thank you, Lemansky.
But I want to leave you with this. You talked, and Cash, you're the referee on this one.
Mm-hmm.
Just like Corey just did. I pay attention when he gets a little snarky. He talked about Isaac's wife. When I bring up Corey Bratta's wife, he gives me the shut up look. This is a sports show. Can it move on? And he did the same thing to Isaac.
The only reason I said it to Isaac is because there's a running joke about how he's an old man and he goes to bed at like 8:30. Everybody in my personal life knows I'm up till like 1 a.m. talking to people like you every night, Lemansky. So Isaac and I are in very different worlds, but fair enough. I hear what you have to say. Did anybody see the box elder bug that just flew right in front of the camera? Did anybody catch that? Got it in my mouth. Anyways, all right.
I was going to have Cash referee this because I have so much respect for his show. I'm not going to have a referee that debate, but we'll go at this again someday. I want to leave you with this. VMS is a rabid Hawkeye fan.
Mm-hmm.
Big time. So in honor of your audience, I will match VMS's Discord contribution to get Kayla a free subscription. I have to respect the alumnuses like Cash and Kayla, and I'm not going to ask you where you went to school, Corey, because you live in Ames. I don't know when you go to school. You sleep in the morning, but
yeah, I really sleep in the mornings. Yeah,
I still love you.
All right, Lemansky.
That's cool.
Appreciate it, sir.
Kayla's like that.
Kayla's going to have like half a year of Discord.
She's going to be so excited.
The show is done. Folks, if you're interested in sponsoring our show, reach out at info@fromthehawkeyeofthestorm.com. It's the perfect time to jump on with March Madness upon us. info@fromthehawkeyeofthestorm.com. Speaking of sponsorship, our show proudly brought to you by Big Grove Brewery, the official craft brewery of the Hawkeyes. It would have been a great night to kick back with an Easy Eddie at Big Grove down in Des Moines. Of course, Iowa City, Solon, Cedar Rapids, now in Omaha as well. Big Grove Brewery, the official watch party headquarters and the official craft brewery of the Hawkeyes. Check out what they have to offer at www.biggrove.com. All right. I think this might be our final caller. Do you want to guess who it is, Kachine?
Is it the other Corey?
How does your wife let you stay up this late waiting on hold for like 2 hours, Corey? I don't even know how long you've been on hold. It's
Corey won.
Yeah.
You know he gonna talk, so don't add to it. What you got, Corey, too?
I'll tell you what, for 1:30 a.m. Cash on the East Coast, you're looking like pretty fresh, pretty like this is like you're like West
I live
Coast.
for this, you know?
You're like Pacific Coast Cash. Are you sure you're not living in Cali now? This is like 9:30 p.m. or 10:30 p.m. Look you got going on. Anyway.
Hey, speaking of look, does anybody want to comment on the drip from?
I'm not gonna lie, that little sweatsuit was sick. Her and Taylor Stremmo's jacket, sick. Them two got it for me.
That's some drip from Taylor McCabe, no?
Good job, Taylor. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I'm normally not like I normally don't take interest like some of these NBA guys and what they wear post game and pre game. I just think it's the most bizarre. This is great, man.
That's a great little sweatsuit two piece for sure.
Anyways, go ahead, Corey.
Yeah, no, I I'm not going to call out the haters too bad here, but
Yeah.
I feel like Addie Deal and Kylie Feuerbach kind of have some hate. They just get people are poised and postured to kind of snuff them out and kind of jump on them when maybe they're not, on their A game. But I'll say this, and I mean, Cash, you can challenge me, but Addie Deal's not fast, but at least she squares herself up and squares up to the offensive player a little bit and tries to stop the ball, as opposed to Taylor Strumlow. She just stands parallel to him and watches him go by every time. I think that Addie actually squares up and stops the ball a little bit. Not all the time, but she's. With that said, I'm gonna skip beyond all that. And I'm gonna say this: Jan deserves to be in the hot seat for not having Ava in the game the last 4 minutes of the game. If I was Beth, I think I would have sent her a pink slip, had someone hand it down to her on the bench tonight. Aside from that, I think she's also in the runnings for Coach of the Year because she's done a tremendous job. But I mean, were you guys, what was going through your head when Ava was on the bench? It was like 3 minutes left, 2 minutes left. It's like, are you gonna put her in? And then she puts her up at the table and then she pulls her back. What was going on? What could possibly have been going on in Jan's head when she pulled Ava away from the table? Cash, do you know?
No, I'm not in her brain. I can't tell you that. But yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
hey, real quick, Corey, unless it was for some reason she totally hit a wall due to whatever virus she's been fighting off or whatever. That's the only explanation. But even then, it looked like she was ready to come back in, and then she got pulled back to the bench. So I don't know.
yeah, and it wasn't like she was at the table and she was like laboring, like she was, she was ready to go. Ready to, she's in the crouch, ready to get on the court. I don't know. It's just wild. But I still think that my player of the game has to be Hannah Stolke because she stepped up and banged those 2 free throws, which were huge. And a girl that doesn't
player of the game, right? Like not player of sequence,
moment
or moment.
Okay.
It's player of the game.
Okay. Well,
we have Big Grove's big play of the game, which was Ava Hyden's pick and roll field goal off the Sulky assist late in the fourth. And we have the player of the entire game, which was Ava Hyden, because she went 13 of 18 from the field with 28 points.
No, I think that Hannah's play with her 2 free throws were arguably the play of the game. And I'm going to put this out there. There's a gentleman by the name of Mick Talks Hoops. He's out of Ireland. And he kind of went through early in the season where he's like, I don't know if Hannah's got a chance in the WNBA. And now he's coming back with, mark my words, Hannah Stolke will be drafted in the 2nd round. She will make a WNBA roster. So here's my final question to you, Corey and Cash. Does Hannah Stolke make a WNBA roster for next season?
I think it's very close. I think it's very close. I don't believe she's got this, great WNBA future. I think she'll play professionally somewhere. But I do think, the fact that she showcased her abilities on the glass really helps her stock, her draft stock. So I will say no, because I've felt that her entire career, but she's rounding into the best version of herself right now. We've been saying that for a while. Cash.
And let's temper this, or let's also consider we are expanding. They're going to expand the WNBA a little bit here too, so you're going to get another couple of rosters to fill. So,
Kachine, what do you think about that?
I think that I'm leaning towards no, but it also depends on where she gets drafted.
Yeah.
So
I still think it's going to be a problem. She can't shoot. I mean, that's just, I know people are going to bring up Megan Gustafson's development and how she's developed a three, at the WNBA level. But, Megan was a dominant post player like Ava Hayden is showing right now. So that's not Hannah. Hannah's not a dominant post player. Hannah can score inside. She had a couple of nice moves tonight. She goes to the line. She's not a great free throw shooter either. She struggled from the mid range. I still think it's going to be hard at 6'1" to be this elite rebounder when you have a lot of elite rebounders who can also shoot the three, who can also do everything else. So I'll side with no, but I will say I think it's certainly closer than I would have said a few months ago.
but I would say too, there's another dimension that she's revealed, and that's her passing. And I think that she believes in her passing. She just hasn't had as much of an opportunity to kind of just put it on display, and you're starting to see that. So I think that there's that too, and just that hustle player, that defender, that hustle player, that Draymond Green, that Caitlin Clark told her to study and to follow. And I don't know. I'm not going to count her out. I think, and she's just good for team chemistry too. And
I'll tell you what, Corey, I'll be the happiest person in the world if she makes a roster. I would love to see that, because I think she's a great Hawkeye. She's a hard worker. I would have loved to seen her develop a jump shot, but that doesn't make me think any less of her as a Hawkeye. And I would love to see her have success at the next level. And frankly, I didn't think Kate Martin would have the success at the WNBA level that she has had. So
she's a smart girl.
Yeah.
Fair. Yeah. Kate's high IQ. I think that Hannah's, she's got a goofy approach in person, but I think that Hannah's no dummy. She's got decent ball IQ. And also, you look at, to Cash's argument that when you become a professional, that's when you develop. You have time to work on your game. Hannah does not have horrible shot mechanics. I think through repetition, she could develop a shot. She just doesn't take it. She's just got to take shots. But I
agree with that to some extent. I think she's got a better looking shot than Ava Hayden does, but for some reason, Ava just has confidence in hers and Hannah does not. So
yeah, so it won't be that far down the road. We're going to find out. So
yeah, absolutely. Corey, thank you for calling in. You got any parting shot for Kachine? That you got a lullaby you can sing, or anything that will help ease the woes of what I'm sure is a very worn out Miss Alexander, given that it's 2.5 hours into our show.
Dude, I got to get up in like four hours, so I'm right there with her. But Cash, you look phenomenal, and I love your hair like that. I think it exposes your beautiful face and your smile. And I do want to end with this. Chev
Yoda says your timer hit 10 minutes already.
Yeah. I'm always, these people are brutal. They cut me off.
Haters.
Yeah.
I just want to say this. Journey is like a Cash 2.0. I think Journey is like a 30-year-old mother of two. She's got that type of maturity. Journey, Addie, Taylor Strumlow, and Ava next year will be a lethal quad combo. And then I don't know who else is with them. But I'm going to part with this. Cash, for this team to do anything, it's going to have to get hot from the outside. We're going to have to add more offensive firepower. What would be your plan as a coach to get this team to fire on more cylinders and to get hot from the outside? Would you start drawing up plays? Would you start just working the reps, or would you do the Bluter psychology game? I mean, what would you do to start getting this team ready to peak at the right time? And in order to we've got to start hitting it from the outside. We're ice cold. What would you do to spark our distance, our game, our shooting from distance, where this team can peak at the right time?
Thanks, Corey.
I'm looking up a stat that I was curious about. Okay. So I can tell that Iowa fans are still hungover by the Caitlin era. Listen, what I mean by that, or the Bluters era, is because his question about what can we do to fire off offensively is the wrong question to ask. We are not going to do that. We are a defensive team, and we need to change our mindset to such. We beat a team like Michigan solely on our defense. We hold them to 44. We shot 4 of 15 from 3. So that'll be great. But what fuels our team when we are our best is defense. And I think that is what they need to focus on the most. And the rest will come. That's just my opinion on it.
Who shot?
I don't think we have enough.
Who shot 4 of 15 from?
Or maybe not for Iowa.
No. I'm
It
looking.
literally says Iowa, 44-62, 3.4 of 15.
What box score are you looking at?
ESPN.
Okay, I'm looking at the official box score from the official Iowa box score. And this says
what did that have?
This says they were 2 of 7.
That's crazy. That's literally insane. What?
Well, here's the deal.
It says what you call it was Chit Chat was 0 of 5. Taylor Strumlow was 2 of 6. Kylie Feuerbach was 2 of 4, making it 4 of 15. Like what?
Are you sure you're not looking at free throws?
I'm not looking at free throws. Free throws was.
I'm looking at ESPN. It says 2 of 7. I'm on ESPN's app right now.
Hold on, let me make sure.
Is it because it's late at night? Or are you starting to?
It might be. Hold on.
Prevent-
No. Okay, I had to make sure I was in women's basketball first of all, because I was like, wait, let me make sure I'm in Iowa women's basketball. Iowa women's basketball. I go Michigan, Iowa, 62-44. I go to box score. 4 of 15.
Oh,
I'm
you were
going
looking
to
at Michigan.
screenshot it and send it to you.
Okay. I'm sorry. I was looking at the box score tonight. You're looking at Michigan.
Oh, I was talking about Michigan. I was saying how
I gotcha.
with Michigan being such a great team, like we didn't shoot well there either.
all these people in the chat are ripping on either.
Yeah, I don't care about Illinois. They're not good. I'm talking about if we want to go far, we have to worry about our defense.
Yeah.
Not so much our offense. When we play great defense, lockdown defense like Michigan, it fuels everything else. When we don't play good defense, we struggle. So my mindset is more, how can we get our defense to be as stifling as it was against Michigan? That is what I'm saying. We're talking about moving forward. So that means we're going to play better teams. We want to move forward. So I'm not worried about the Illinois and all of those. I'm worried about the Michigans and those kinds of people. So that's why I said that.
Mark Hoper, you two are crazy. Illinois shot 10 of 10 on threes in the second half, unconscious. Some more open than others, but 10 of 10, you act like they're terrible. He's sitting here holding the head of his buck that he took down, I guess, and calling us crazy. So, okay, whatever. I don't think we ever said Illinois is crazy, but their record says they're a bubble team in the NCAA tournament. So, whatever. Tina says, what kind of player do we need most from the portal? They need probably help with the 4. They need help in the backcourt. They don't need a big. So, pick, take your pick there, and then we'll see who else leaves. Courtney, what needs to be done to get Chat back to full strength? She's definitely off. Something is different. Well, some of that may be physical, but is there anything else you can think of, Kachine, to deal with the fatigue that she's having at this point in the season?
There's a lot of things she can do in the training room and things like that. So they just have to make a more concerted effort to try and get her back as healthy as they can.
JJ Garcia, thoughts on Illinois' flopping?
There was a lot of that.
Yeah, but I mean,
I would have liked to see the refs at least call it one time so that maybe they could stop them from doing it. But
I didn't think it was a poorly officiated game, though. I thought it was. I thought the offensive fouls against Ava and against Hannah or whoever, I thought they were all good calls. I had no issue. They were selling them, but I thought like the one Ava was just out of control.
The only one I didn't like is the one against Journey. That was a block and foul.
Okay, let's go back and watch that one. But yeah.
Yeah, she's clearly moving. And on top of that, why in the world are you
that one? You're right. I know what call you're talking about. That wasn't bad.
Yeah, that was the one that I was like, okay, yeah.
At the end of the quarter. At the end of the
quarter. That was crazy. But whatever.
Rick says something odd tonight while Jan Jensen was talking to players in the court during a timeout. All of the bench players were standing or sitting at the end of the bench 20 feet or further away. Interesting. Okay. I'll have to go back and check that out. Mike with the super chat. You think Kate Martin coaches this team in the future? Maybe.
Maybe.
If she wants to get into coaching, Sita Falter's on the staff. So, yeah, I mean, your guess is as good as ours, but I think it'd be great. I definitely think Kate Martin's got a future in the industry. Mike also says, is the Illini the dumbest name in college sports? I don't know the history of that name, so I don't want to say it's dumb, but I can think of some other ones. You got the Campbell Camels. You got the UMKC Kangaroos. You have the Pitt State Gorillas. You have the New Orleans Pelicans. So we can go down the list, Mike, but thank you for the super chat. Iowa defeating Illinois 82-78 behind a big day out of Ava Hayden, 28 points on 13 of 18 shooting. Hannah Stolke added 18 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists on 7 of 13 shooting. Taylor Stremlow had double figures, 11 and 11. That's 11 points, 11 assists, 5 of 7 from the field. Feuerbach knocked down a pair of threes. Chastity Chit Chat Wright was 4 of 4 at the line for 4 points. Journey Houston, 9 points, 8 rebounds. Addie Deal added 3. Layla Hayes added 3. Callie Levine played, did not score. Iowa outpaced Illinois in the paint 50-34. Outpaced them on bench points 15-5. And the Hawkeyes finished with just 11 turnovers to Illinois' 14. Iowa winning in spite of making just 2 3-point attempts on 7 tries. Of course, the Hawkeyes will be back in action on Sunday. They'll play at Wisconsin. That game will start at 2 p.m. Central Time. It'll be televised on Big Ten Plus. So if you have a subscription, you'll be able to watch that. If you find a stream somewhere else, I'm not endorsing that, but I know people have. So we'll look forward to the season finale, and then it'll be Big Ten tournament time. Kachine, this is hopefully the longest show we'll ever do because it
won't be. Our shows were longer during the NCAA tournament.
We have never had a longer show than this.
Really?
You and I have never done a show. There's no way. Don,
are you sure?
Don,
like Final Four?
We've never gone 2 hours 45 minutes. This is ridiculous. I've done shows with Don where we've gone like 4 hours. Like we're where you start to have concerns about like blood clots and like medical issues.
Seriously, Legs is like, hello.
Please, folks, if you want to express your appreciation, please consider supporting the show in some way. first of all, liking and subscribing. Please give us a 5-star review on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, wherever you listen to the podcast. Leave a comment, hit that like button, follow us on social media. Kachine is at Kachine Alexis. I'm at From the Hawkeye on Twitter, also on Instagram. We're also on Facebook. And consider supporting the show through donations or through super chats. Information on our Discord is scrolling across the bottom of your screen. And if you're interested in sponsoring the show, it's a great time as we approach March Madness. Info at FromTheHawkeyeOfTheStorm.com. Kachine, thank you so much as always. I can't express how much it means to be able to do the show with somebody who's willing to fight through the late night hours to talk Hawks. It's a fun time.
I'm
So
not Hawkeye fans.
it's always fun, folks. For Kachine Alexander, I'm Corey Brada from the Hawkeye of the Storm. Have a great night. We'll talk to you soon.